Hey y'all, welcome back to part 7 of Uni-doxx, the Docuseries. Part 7 is Uni-doxx gets stung by Queen Bee and the Hive. Guest starring Nonsense, the nonsense of all nonsense.
That when you target somebody and you pursue their private information and you share it with other doxers, that's a dox. When you go after a person using their private information, it's a dox. When you harass a person using private information that you gain by digging, that is doxing. And we've used that to defend and represent all of our points for years. You all know this. So if now you disagree because you have a stricter opinion of doxing, that's not me, y'all. That's you. Because I'm using the same opinion of doxing that I gave to everybody else to apply to what happened to me. Now, what was the other one? There was another main one that a lot of people got mad about. The first was that. And the second one was that I lied about the letter being handwritten. No, I didn't. People are lying about when certain streams happened, is what happened there. Responded to them while they've been doing this for a straight month, but maybe once or twice. But they seem really fucking like, on it with this shit, guys. It's almost like borderline obsessive and crazy shit going on, right? Anyway, where were we here? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, this whole thing is over, and if you're in these other servers, and you've been around this constant whinging and whining and trolling and lying and doxing these people are doing, then you would know that their main arguments always seem to go around Discord audit logs. Just like when they got mad at me at first, it was Uni lied about something involving these people doxing him. But then, once I finally responded and people are like, oh, Uni didn't lie. Okay, awesome. They moved the goalpost a little bit, and now it's handwriting. And then when I'm like, no, that's not what happened. You got these streams out of order. Okay? I said it was handwritten until I had it in my pocket. Because the envelope was handwritten, and my mother told me, no, she didn't tell me, she told everybody it was handwritten. She told everybody, and she thought I was lying about the letter and asked me to drive to my mom's when my mom wasn't even fucking home. And she said, if you're not lying about it, you'll do it. And I said, well, fine. I'll just go. Wait at her house till she gets there. Went live in Discord, waited at mom's until she got there, and let Spackle and all of them ask every question they wanted. Did they come back and say, sorry, Uni, for telling you were lying to us about this? They moved the fucking goalpost, and they've been doing it the whole time.
Buckle up, friends. Keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times.
As far as the letter, okay, so let's get down. We're going to get down to this JLR letter. So, okay, Uni comes on and says that basically he got a letter from his mother. His mother got a letter.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Right? His mother got a letter. And I'm like, what the hell? His mom got a letter about what? And then come to find out that supposedly I was in I was involved in a said letter that was sent to his mom. So I'm like, what the hell? Well, I didn't know about this letter. I didn't even know anything about this until he was live and somebody sent me the screenshot. I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck is he talking about? What is this? What the fuck is this? Which I posted the screenshot up. He said he had like 140 people in his live stream, and it said something about, he brings up other YouTube creators and puts a whole list out or some shit. I don't know. Anyhow.
Just a reminder of the timeline of events. Uni supposedly got the letter from JLR on April 29th. He also did a live stream on May 1st, speaking on the letter throughout bits and pieces of his live stream, which we will be going over some in this. And this live stream was done on May 2nd on Queen Bee's channel.
I was a little pissed off because I was like, why the fuck did you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's writing my information and writing your mom about me, that's a fucking problem. This man is like, he's not like physically dangerous, but he's like mentally, like he is fucking mental, like I need to be aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I have children to be keeping safe here. Come on now.
So at this point in time, Uni had gone live twice about this letter. He had made a community post and tagged Queen Bee. And we also saw in part 6 when Navy came on Queen Bee's panel and addressed pieces of this supposed letter.
So I was a little pissed that why didn't you, come to me and be like, hey, this is going on and my mom got a letter. You're involved. It's got information about you. You're involved in it. I wanted to make sure I came to you and let you know privately or whatever. You know what I mean? No, it's just on a fucking YouTube screen. I was like, what the hell? So anyhow, he's like, I tried to reach out to you. And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't fuck with Discord like that. So I'm like, what the hell? Maybe I missed it. I had reached out to him on Twitter because I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure out how to get a hold of him. On top of that, Navy had came up and he's like talking to us on the panel.
Oh, that's right. And I had also made a live stream calling Uni out on not addressing safety concerns and using it for content versus being concerned about safety of others by this point too. I should probably add that in there.
About it as well because he was like, I didn't know. Were you here that night?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So yeah, so Navy came up and he's like, no, I didn't really know much about it,
And just for full transparency, Navy was present during the stream where Uni talked about this letter situation, but we don't know if he had stepped away at certain times and missed pieces of it or what he was fully aware of when he did go on Queens. It seemed like he had probably been misled about a lot of the facts of this letter too.
Until I'd heard from him. Well, apparently, I guess Uni has now seen the letter. Now, I was waiting on a copy of it. So that, you know what I'm saying? So I have a copy of it. So I have it on hand, you know what I'm saying? Documentation of stalking and, harassment and bullshit like this, and letters about me to people, to other creators' parents. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue. So,
and of course, at this point in time, nobody knew what the contents of this letter was or that it was just a simple cease and desist. And Queen was only mentioned in the capacity of a video title of one of Uni's own videos. So there was very much cause for concern. He stated that it was a threatening letter she was mentioned in.
I wanted to make sure I had a copy of it. And I still have not seen it or got a copy of it or anything. And he said he tagged me and was, trying to tag me in Discord, but I can't find any tags. I went through and looked and I couldn't find any tags on that either.
And as we all know, there was no tag to begin with.
And I'm like, what the hell am I missing? What the hell? Do I not know what I'm doing, So somebody else went and checked and they couldn't find any tags either. He keeps saying he tagged me in Discord to tell me, but there's no tags. Now, I don't know.
All sorts of people looked for that tag and never could find it.
Maybe one of y'all in Uni's Discord can tag me from, he said it 2-3 days ago that he tagged me in a post on Discord. So if you guys are in Uni's Discord, is there any way you could go screenshot the post he's talking about and then email it to me so I can see, so I know? Because I can't find it. I'm not sure if
Why doesn't he email it to you?
Or what.
It had already been like almost 4 days at this point in time, and he still hadn't reached out to her yet.
Why doesn't he just email you a copy?
That's what I was thinking too. I'm just not really sure. But he said something about, here, let me see the screenshot real quick, because I was a little confused as to like, what the hell? Like, okay, so if my family member got a letter in the mail and it was a handwritten letter and it said something, whatever his threats are, whatever the fuck he's talking about. And then it says Unirock, AKA Jason, I just want to let you guys know that, blah, 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 whatever the fuck was said. And be aware of this, and this, or whatever the fuck he said or sent or whatever. I don't know. I still to this day have no idea what all was said in it, what all, what I'm saying, what it pertained to, but how and what he mentioned me for, what was he mentioning me about? You know what I mean? Like, I have no details. I know nothing.
Hello, did you guys miss the memo? Uni's a rock star. He ain't got time to let people know what's going on in reality.
About this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know nothing about it either. I tried watching a little bit of his live, and I don't understand what was said in the letter.
Yeah, I was gonna say I tried to watch it earlier, and I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to go past it. Anyhow, though, he kept saying he tagged me in Discord, and I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I just couldn't see it, maybe I just. So I was thinking maybe he could just, because I tried to reach out to him privately.
It's that invisible function, y'all. You're just not seeing it. It's really there. It's just not able to be seen. Kind of like the handwritten letter. And it's also not shocking that they couldn't understand what was in this letter, because Uni went from circle talking to figure eight talking. But just wait, there's plenty of that to come up.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he would just email you like an email reply, because he knows you get emails. I mean, you get tons of emails. I mean, just email Queen and just have a discussion, and maybe just type in there. I don't know. I don't agree with this whole community post thing, communications, and
yeah, I'm not doing all that. I don't know. That's the thing too, and I didn't even know he was live about it, or that any of this shit had even happened until somebody sent me a fucking screenshot where he was already live about it. Like, if it was going on like that, I just feel like I just kind of felt like, damn, why the fuck didn't you come and say something like, hey, this is pretty important? You
Yeah.
know?
Or just
And sadly, Uni has a habit of putting women's safety second to content on the internet. My opinion is formed from watching Uni do it numerous times to other creators in our community alongside victims of actual tragedies also.
like simply jump, like you're live a lot.
And
You
then,
can jump up and say, hey, what's your email? What's your Discord? What's just like, I'll talk to you, or just, whatever. It's just like, seems odd.
yeah, like, hey, yo, I need to talk to you. This is pretty important. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If you want to link up and do a live stream after, that's cool. But I mean, I want to, or I'm going to do a live stream after I get done. But I'd rather talk to you and let you at least know what's going on because you got kids and shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? From somebody who's got kids to somebody else who's got kids. You know what I mean? But I haven't seen this letter. There's no proof of this letter. There's no fucking tag. I can't find no damn tag where he's saying he tagged me. I looked on Twitter. Shit, I feel like I'm damn crazy. I can't fucking find no tag on Discord. I can't find it on Twitter. I looked in everywhere that I thought I could look. I tried to fucking, you know what I mean? I asked Navy if he could find it, like if he could figure it out where it was at, like what the hell's going on, So I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's up,
I think we all must need system upgrades because obviously Uni has an invisible function for things he does.
I'm just kind of like I'm a little worried that what all did it say? What do I need to be concerned? I mean,
yeah, I mean, like, it just seems like, okay, can you just just email? That's pretty much my thing. Like, please just email it. I mean, like, if it's not that important, then you don't have to put it in the community post with her name in there. I mean, if you just mentioned as a list of YouTubers, it's not important. But you can even write down in the community post, says, "Oh, I just mentioned it," but you're kind of making it vague and ambiguous. That's not cool.
And to add to this, that it took 3 additional days and one of Uni's biggest fans to get to the bottom of the fact that it was a cease and desist.
Just email her. Simple as that. It's not hard. I email Queen sometimes.
yeah, I was gonna say, shit, you email me. So especially because sometimes I try to, I'm getting better about Discord. I'm getting better about it, but I don't always check Discord. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to work it very well.
I mean, hell.
As a creator, to me, Queen is one of the easiest creators to get a hold of. She is responsive. She's on it. I've never had an issue getting a hold of Queen from the first time I ever had to reach out to her. And the first time I ever reached out to Queen was when Molly was posting her unredacted photos and stuff in her Patreon because it was a safety concern. And I barely knew who she was at that time.
You know Nick, by the way. You know him on Discord. Send him the letter. I don't know. Help Nick get something. I don't know. Have him in between do something. I don't know.
But I shouldn't have to even do that. Fuck, if it's something going on about me and he knows I got fucking shorties, you know what I'm saying? All you need to do is reach out and say, hey, there's some shit going on. And there's my mom's got a fucking letter and you was mentioned in it today. I'll shoot the letter over when I get a chance, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. Fucking simple as that. That's it. That's all. Or he could
Message in a bottle.
I mean, shit, that might have been faster at this point to send a whole message in a bottle across the ocean.
have his fucking wife come over and say something. I mean, isn't his wife on here?
Yeah, she's on Twitter and here. So I mean, I don't know.
I fucking reached out to him on Twitter. I reached out to him. You know what I'm saying? I thought I emailed the right person. Maybe I didn't, but I tried to reach out that way. I looked for the Discord tag. He keeps saying he tagged me in this Discord. I cannot find any Discord that he fucking tagged me in.
How ridiculous is it that Queen had to attempt to reach out to him to get information about this? That is absolutely asinine and should have never been the case. Ever. But he still couldn't be bothered. Meanwhile, he was on live numerous times.
Yeah, and he's you know what I mean? I feel like. What's up,
Hey guys.
How are you?
I agree. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I agree with everything you are feeling and that we are all feeling regarding this letter. Okay, I want to say that first.
Oh shit, she's gonna go with the butt. Let's see what the butt is.
No, it's not even a but. But
Okay.
I'm trying to look at it like this now. You are the only one he tagged, which to him in his mind was your heads up. It was the wrong way to go in our mind, but to him, it was your heads up. He didn't tag any of the others mentioned.
I love how Follow the Grain is instantly attempting to use that uni logic.
No, but I mean, that's not a heads up and you're already live about it.
Yeah.
I know. And so I asked yesterday. That's why I said I understand all those feelings. He shouldn't have been alive. He shouldn't have just tagged you and just boom. Either you see it or you don't.
Knew absolutely nothing.
I know. I was here when you released it, so that's why I was
until he said until he had said that that she had got said letter and that supposedly it had my name in there and my information. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
And the other thing I wanted to say is yesterday I was in there and I did ask Navy because I knew you was getting at, but I did ask Navy, please ask Uni if Queen's family or the letter contained any threats toward her.
Like personal info.
Because,
Yeah. That's kind
yeah,
of
because that was my big
what the fuck
pit in my
more.
stomach. Yeah.
Well, in true nonsense fashion, let's just roll the tape of what Follow the Grain asked and what the response to Follow the Grain actually was. The following clip is from his May 2nd live stream.
Follow the Grain in Your Own Woods says, I have an important question for Uni. Did this letter contain threats toward anyone mentioned?
I already said no. Go back to my initial video, the video I did right after it was read to me the first time, okay? And listen to what I said about it.
Don't worry, we will do just that.
I did that stream because I don't live in my mom's basement.
Let me be truthful. Nobody cares.
Don't live with her. She had to call me, and she's all like being all weird about it, and she's reading it to me. And I'm having to be like, okay, hold on, stop, go back a little bit.
She was being all weird about it.
And so I came here to give you guys basic information about it. I said what? I'll talk to my attorney about the letter. And as long as she's cool with it, I'll bring the letter here and read it to you and give you screenshots of it after, of course, I censor some things about, addresses and names of my family. I don't think he brought up addresses and names of anyone else's family, but of course I would censor that too. Like, I don't want to answer things about the letter until I have it on me, until I can actually do something with it. Right now, it's being used to file a police report and then to be taken to my lawyer after that happens. So it's going to be another day, at least, right?
Hearing how intentionally evasive he was being when asked questions is frustrating. He was implying and alluding to things that weren't even close to being in the letter.
And he said he did ask Uni, and they got a little mad at me, but apparently it was in another live stream, or he already talked about it, that no, there were no threats of harm.
And y'all just heard how she was treated when asking a simple question.
But I was like, people don't have time to watch every one of your long streams, So you should rededicate that throughout your stream so that people know that,
All of this was so simple and unnecessary.
Well, yeah, so 2 days ago, he said, Queen BS question, 2 days ago, just to inform you, JLR brought you up in the letter he sent my mother after he and Betty doxed him. The letter is pure harassment, so I wanted to inform you of this. I'll explain live. If you want me to jump up on your panel for a few minutes or talk to you off your live air, let us know, Uni. And at that point, he was already live. When I got the screenshot, he had like 142 people or 141 people or whatever in his chat talking about it, discussing this, and was live about it already.
But didn't have the time to tell Queen Bee what was really going on.
So there was really no need.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's why I said I agree with everything everyone's feeling. I just wanted to share with you what I asked and the answer I got.
Well, yeah, but then
that was very important.
But then see, this makes it, this confuses me too, because then it says 23 hours ago, Queen B. Escobar, you're in the Discord. I tagged you, but you never responded. Still waiting for you. Confused at why you said I didn't reach out. You didn't reach out though. I can't find it. I cannot find the tag. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see I don't see it. I don't know where the fuck it's at. I don't know why not send a personal message or an email or something if this is what's going on. I'm pretty fucking concerned.
So once again, he proves that he knows what Queen Bee is addressing and the concerns she has, but yet he couldn't be bothered to reach out to her privately, have his mods or Unirage reach out to her. He has the audacity to go ahead and make another community post lying once again. Uni was also intentionally driving traffic to his community post and wanted people to be watching his community post because he was talking a lot of smack about me at that time on his community posts. Uni was attempting to turn the community against me at the same time using Queen for protection in a subgrab.
Would like to know.
He knows this now.
So
he was acting as if he didn't understand why your supporters and you were so upset over it. Like he didn't get it.
I don't think there's much that guy actually does understand.
Then at one point in the stream, he said, oh, okay, so they're upset that I didn't reach out privately, but I didn't get the rest of it.
Well,
yeah,
if it's about me and my fucking kids, why are or me tagged in it, you know what I'm saying? Or why would you write a community post and go live about it and say, hey, I'll jump on your panel? Why, you know what I'm saying? I guess I just don't understand why he wouldn't come to me privately and be like, hey, this is pretty important. They've been doxing and harassing. He knows they've been doxing. He knows the shit they've been pulling. He knows the harassment they've been pulling on me and shit. So I guess I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe
Queen was incredibly patient with Uni throughout this entire situation.
Fucking tag. I don't know where the fuck to look. I'm not very smart with Discord. I don't know Discord like that. So I don't know what the fuck.
Well, Discord is complicated, says Uni.
And what I want to say is people were pointing that out to him.
Man, hold on. Is it? I think this is him, Unirock right here, but it's the background, but I don't see him here. Oh, there. Okay. All right. I see you there.
Look at how he enters her stream with his flashing symbol and his Cash App logo in the corner. Now, if that isn't desperation, I don't know what is.
I seen the background, but I didn't see you there. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. Sorry, I just got in. I get paid on the 1st from the Army, so I'm really busy around the 1st. So
Enters like a true rock star. He's so busy on the 1st because he's got to pay bills like, you know, an adult would do. He gets paid on the 1st, but yet he is self-promoting himself like a mofo right now, trying to get those cash apps and the poor uni sympathy donos.
Well, that's okay. I was just kind of curious, like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I can't find this fucking tag. I don't know if I'm like, where the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I feel stupid.
okay. No, you're fine. Discord is really stupid. So anyway,
Oh, now it's just Discord is stupid. Discord is stupid. Okay. But he has no problem hopping right into the excuses.
yeah, I didn't jump on stream because everybody flipped out on me for saying that I should have come to you, like, you know, behind the scenes. That's why I didn't come over to your stream yet. I figured I'd get criticized if I tried.
And just a quick reminder, I'm going to continue to say these things so people understand. He had almost 4 days at this point to contact her. But let's go ahead and take a look back to what he actually had said.
That right there, yes. And the thing is, the people that type that stuff, I've never seen them before. It's really strange, right? Because you would expect it would be someone that would be in nonsense chat all the time, or someone that would be in my chat all the time that would have those type of intense feelings, not random accounts that we've never seen before. Now, of course, I'm not invalidating other people that have opinions, like Remy or anyone else, but certain people are trolling in the chat, so. No, I shouldn't have reached out. I did reach out to, hold on. Who told you I didn't reach out to Queen privately, first off? Because it's in my Discord server, number one. So whoever said this is lying. Number two, I tagged and talked about everything that happened, and yes, Queen is in my Discord. Now, I'm not blaming Queen. I sometimes don't open my Discord, right?
He didn't go over there because he was worried about getting criticized. But meanwhile, anytime somebody had asked him a question, this is how he reacted to anybody asking questions.
That's the way I was given to reach out to Queen, and I used it, and she didn't respond. I figured she's busy. Now, again, Queen, I don't know if you guys need to go actually watch the video I did about the letter JLR sent. We'll handle more updates to the JLR letter situation because, again, it just happened. But
he already had a couple days to get in contact with her.
But that situation had a list of content creators, as I said the other day. And in that list was Molly, was Betty, was Queen, and a bunch of people that I didn't even know, all right? So, no, I didn't need to reach out to Queen privately. She wasn't threatened. She was brought up in the context of, I don't even know, JLR's a fucking idiot. And he's impossible to even know what he's writing in that letter. And when you guys see it, you'll understand it. But it's dumb, all right? But, however you want to take that, the only threats that were there, as I said 2 days ago, were him making veiled threats towards me or making worked-in threats towards me. You'd have to look and see what word I use. And I did that stream right after the letter was read to me. Okay, I got to see the letter today for the first time. The actual letter.
So he admitted that as of May 1st, he had seen the letter, had his hands on the letter. Previous to May 1st, he had only heard the letter read to him, supposedly over the phone by his mother. Thankfully, we know all of this is fictional at this point. But at the time, putting all of the pieces together, none of it was making sense. Well, that's because none of this was actually going on. But he came on Queen's panel to make excuses for why he hadn't came over and talked to her one-on-one.
So, anyway, I don't get it. You guys have all these judgments, but you didn't even play my clips and play what I said about the letter. Why did I go live with the letter? Because Nonsense said
Of course it's my fault. Why wouldn't it be?
When Betty had called Nonsense. I thought, what did I say back then when Betty called Nonsense and left a voicemail? I said, Nonsense is right. I gave her, and you can go watch this, because again, I'm saying the same thing that I said then. I'm not changing a bunch of shit like certain people are. I'm actually keeping...
Seems like he's more concerned about Nonsense than he was about this letter.
All of my opinions across the board, okay? And back then, when Nonsense got the phone call, I agreed that the sunlight approach, blasting it into sunlight, is the best way to handle people like Betty and JLR. How in
Oh no, I never called it the sunlight approach ever.
The world is someone going to criticize a voicemail, not criticize a voicemail that's left on a phone being broadcasted, but they're going to criticize me coming here to tell all of you and Queen after she didn't respond from the private message, from the tagging of her. How are you?
From the private message, I mean tagging.
You're going to criticize me coming here to inform Queen and inform everybody of what happened when supposedly this entire community applauded Nonsense for making the video. Now, if I wanted to handle every little point that was made like that, I could. So what I'm going to do is allow Nonsense to come here herself.
There's a major difference between a voicemail and this letter that you claim you got. I never fabricated anything about the voicemail, and I also didn't fabricate things and include other creators in the fabrication of the story. Oh, and I showed the proof. I played the voicemail. You don't know what proof is. It's got to be that invisible stuff again. I figured we would just take a glance back at what he had actually said and the excuses he was giving.
But since you're talking about it, yeah, if you want to jump in Discord, like I don't even know how to tag you. Like I'm trying, like other people are like trying to help me right now. So
But he goes on Queen Bee's on the second and says he doesn't know how to tag her. He needs help. Sure, Jan. Let's take a look back.
So that's what you're saying I did wrong. Yes. No, in my Discord server, I don't DM people. I can't. I can't do it. I just don't DM people. If I don't see.
Oh, he can't do DMs. That's why he had to take her, which was non-existent.
So these are like some of my Discord DMs. Now I'm gonna go relative. Actually, let me move it like this. I'm gonna go relatively fucking slow. Oh, sorry. Here's some of them right here. I'm gonna go relatively slow here because I've had this Discord account since it started. I can scroll for years.
You know what he couldn't show you? He couldn't show you that Discord tag that was supposedly there.
I may not be viral right now, y'all. I might not be a big creator. I don't tell you I'm a big creator. I tell you how many subs I fucking have. I'm gonna tell you something. I've been viral many times in the past. I have endless DMs. My DMs stopped notifying me in 2017. I'm not lying to you. I don't know if there's something there because your phone goes, the first time you go viral, your phone does this. Whizz, and it doesn't stop until you go in and clear it and then do something else. Now, I don't remember what I did. I don't think I turned off notifications on Twitter. I really don't, but it doesn't notify me. Also, I don't get notice from Discord either. How do I get messages? I tag people publicly places and,
all of this over a tag that never existed.
Thank God I had her in my Discord server so that, she would know what was going on if she was around. But again, why didn't I tag her? I normally would. But why didn't I go directly to her? I'm saying, not tag her, go to her.
Whoops, you slipped up there, didn't you, Uni? This guy definitely sounds a lot different than the guy sitting on panel with Queen Bee.
Because she was mentioned next to other people. She wasn't targeted. She wasn't, threatened or targeted or anything. It was a listing of something. I'll know the minute I put my hands on that fucking letter.
Absolutely knew what the letter was at this point in time, and that Queen Bee was not mentioned in any way, shape, or form. And he had not stated before this stream that the letter was not threatening towards Queen. He had let everybody run with whatever assumption they had because it was part of his fictional narrative.
I didn't want to have to listen to my mom crying, reading to me again.
Notice how he claims his mom was crying.
And I'm sorry. Like, you can be mad at me because JLR, fucking Jonathan Lee Riches threatened me, then fucking sent a letter to my mother tattling on me, trying to be cute, right?
And none of that was why people were upset with you. But you never showed proof of any of that either.
But regardless, when you're in this position, you're trying to do everything right. But again, I don't think I would have, because I would have had to have informed Betty, Molly, and the other channels that were listed in that area of the letter. I would have had to inform them.
Or you could have just told Queen Bee that she was only mentioned in the title of a video. I mean, that would have been extremely simple. But instead, you made up this whole lie around it. You don't sound like this on Queen Bee's panel.
I don't see anything wrong with tagging her, letting her know, like, yo, you're going to need to watch this one of my videos. Because I don't think Queen watches all my videos. That's why I tagged her. Yeah, people are coming up with some nefarious-ass reason. Let me tell you. So, because she was listed in there next to all these other channels like Betty and Molly, and yes, I said the same fucking thing in my stream, I wanted her to be able to watch the video so she could decide what she wanted to do about it.
Well, no, Uni expected Queen to watch his live. Hello, the rock star. People had tried to watch that live and understand what was going on, and it was just a bunch of gibberish.
Right? That's me letting her know whenever she gets online. Because I wasn't even around when she did the stream that night. I wanted to stream as soon as humanly fucking possible on YouTube once Navy put out his video, but I didn't even get to.
Again, he was more concerned about the content that Navy was putting out because it was directed at smearing me. He had been spending a lot of time focused on nonsense instead of trying to make sure that Queen knew she wasn't threatened in this letter. Well, thankfully she wasn't, and it was just a cease and desist. It's pretty sad that JLR had the opportunity to come out and tell Queen that he hadn't threatened her or her children in this letter before you got honest about this letter. Oh, wait, you still haven't been honest. Let's go back to hearing more excuses, though.
There's a function where I can reply in Discord, and then you can click the reply and it'll take you straight up, even if it's like 7 days ago. But
It would have been 2 to 3 days previous that she would have been tagged.
anyway, yeah, why don't
Yeah,
we
because I
talk
mean, 2
like,
days ago. But see, this is the thing, baby. This is what I was saying. So it says, Queen BS, just to inform you, jailer brought you up in the letter he sent to my mother, and he and Betty doxed them. The letter is pure harassment, so I wanted to inform you of this, and I'll explain live. If you want me to jump on your panel for a few or talk to you off air, let us know. I just kind of was like, damn. And then when I got the
wait, hold
screenshot
on.
of it, you were already live. So I was like, well, what the hell? Like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, these motherfuckers are, you know, crazy as hell, and they're doing stupid shit to you. You know, they've done all this
What
stupid
was
shit.
that?
I was like,
What
what?
did you read?
Your community tab. That's a post on your
Oh,
community tab.
okay. You don't know. I'm going to it. Okay, so I wrote that days ago. So okay, I didn't
Yeah, that
realize
was 2 days ago. So then I was like, what
Okay,
the hell?
hold
So I still didn't hear anything from you, and I'm like, what the hell? So I reached out to you
Yeah,
on Twitter.
okay. I wrote that a little bad. I was,
Acts like he doesn't know what she's reading or talking about.
you know, upset. My mother was really fucking upset. You could probably imagine, right?
Well, actually, I don't know if that's what you said in your first couple of streams. Let's look back.
But now that they know that I actually am a bigger YouTuber than them, I think they've shit their pants. And I think that JLR really did. Now, I mean this from the bottom of my fucking soul. I think he really thought, and Betty too, that they could convince my mother to call me and say, Jason, honey, don't talk about that Betty or that JLR again. She said the opposite. Fuck these stalking weirdos,
Wait, I thought she was really upset though.
right? Anyone that would do what they've done to these families, anyone that would do what they've done in these mass situations, they deserve to have people show what they've done. So the opposite effect ended up happening. I'm now being ordered to cover them by my mother. When before, she wouldn't have even weighed in on it. She wouldn't have even said anything. And now it's like, yo, you're going to talk about them now. So it's like they just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, I see what I'm forgetting. It's Uni-logic. So every day the story progresses, it just intensified more and more her reaction each time. Because looking back at that, initially she told them to F off and was going to force Uni into covering them. Didn't really seem like she was upset. And that's from the initial stream on April 29th.
But I wrote, okay, so
Yeah,
like the original video is me getting off the phone with my mother, right? And then going into Discord, trying to tag you, trying to, you know, figure out what to do. And then going live a little while later. I want to say it was like 4 hours later. That's what I remember, but.
For somebody that's telling the truth, he sure can't think fast enough. But let's just go ahead and roll that footage and take a look back to the initial stream, and let's take a look at how upset he really was when he came on stream. And again, this stream is going to be from April 29th.
Okay. Hello. Oh my goodness, I've got the wrong live chat loaded. I am so sorry, guys. I just am not ready to stream this early. I had to, there was a few other things I wanted to get done, but when we get delivered a cringe-tastic feast of cringy, I have to sometimes put aside what I'm doing and stream for you. So I'm here to stream. I'm not going to fix this. So if you're inside the gaming room and you don't mind having your Discord emblem on my screen, then you know, I guess if you don't want your Discord emblem on my screen, don't be in the gaming room. If you get mad at me for doing this, let me know after the stream and I'll try to fix it. Hello. First off, for any of you that's going to ask me about certain dramas, I will just tell you to check my community tab. That's all I'm going to say. So, of course, I don't have a choice. I'd rather probably, I don't know if it'd be a better decision or not for me to respond to certain dramas. All I know is check the community tab. You'll have your answers very soon. And this is typically a predictable kind of thing. I'm not going to go into it because I'll get in trouble. So,
I just figured we'd take a look back at how upset he was when he came on stream about this letter. Yet he was minutes into the stream and hadn't even mentioned the letter.
So anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't, I know I wrote that really bad. It was because I wasn't thinking. I was just pissed. Just got off the phone. Me and my mom don't talk, too often. So,
he didn't even seem pissed to me. He seemed pretty giddy about the letter situation.
So that was probably a shocker too, to get that kind of fucking news, and you're like, God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, I wrote that really bad. I do that sometimes. Again, I try not to. But,
and then so I was like, what the hell? So I got that screenshot. And I was like, well, fuck, he's live. I don't go over there doing your live or take over your live or say anything
like that. Oh, you wouldn't have. I'd love to host you. I would have loved to host you that stream. But, in
my opinion, that's what he was hoping for, was that Queen would get notified of the tag. She would pop in his stream. He would invite her up and she would hop on panel and he would draw views in off of that. I think genuinely that's what he was hoping for, and it didn't quite work out that way. I hopped in one of his streams one time to correct some misinformation, and he changed the title to Nonsense Joins Us or something right in the beginning. It was so weird. In my opinion, that's what he's attempting to do with Queen, though, too, and use her credibility. Granted, she's got a way bigger channel than I do, but I still think he was attempting the same type of thing.
understand why you didn't, because I would have thought the same thing in your position.
Well,
But
yeah,
just so
no,
you
like,
know,
he'll, and I was like, oh shit, he'll reach out. It's okay. So I mean, I checked my email and get no emails, and I was like, fuck you. Somebody said you tagged me, so I was like, let me go look. Then I seen on your community tab, it tags me again. It says you're in the Discord. I tagged you, but you never responded. I'm still waiting for you. Confused why you said I didn't reach out. So then I went to go search for the tab, and I can't find it either. So I was like, what the hell?
I bet smoke was coming out of his ears at this point in time, being questioned by Queen. I bet it was just billowing.
So Discord's really dumb. Like it honestly is just really, it's really complicated. I should have said complicated. It's hard to use.
I'm beginning to think being honest is just hard for Uni.
I thought you already tagged me, and here I am thinking I'm fucking stupid, can't figure it out. I was like, I hate Discord anyways. I was like, I can't fucking figure it out. I really don't know.
I only use it because you have to nowadays. Everyone and their mom uses it, like other big creators and stuff. So you eventually have to switch to it. But yeah, it's very hard, even if you like have your own server. Anyway.
It's complicated and it's stupid, but you just have to have it being a bigger creator. Uni, is this why you're not a bigger creator than you are?
Like, all I wanted you to know about this letter, and like I said, I wanted to talk to you about it behind the scenes, not because of the community response, but just because, I just didn't want to wait. Because again, the first thing we've all done when they do this kind of stuff is inform everybody in a responsible way.
You had plenty of time to reach out to her behind the scenes. And this, my friend, is not informing anybody in a responsible way.
I did talk to my family, my lawyer, and my mother before I did the stream, right?
Wait, what?
I did talk to my family, my lawyer, and my mother before I did the stream, right?
So on May 2nd, he's claiming that he had already talked to his family and his lawyer. So he claimed that he had reached out to his attorney before he even did the stream. Interesting.
Now, the reason that I didn't, pursue you more like behind the scenes beforehand was because, and I explained this in the video. I don't like, I think there's some like other YouTube content creators that might've rushed to talk about this before actually watching my video, which I don't blame them. I've done that before too.
He's talking about me. I had already done a stream calling his ass out, but I said what I had to say and I stood on that shit and still do.
But you're mentioned alongside of Molly and Betty and like a bunch of other creators. No, I'm not going to try to name them until I have the letter in my hands.
But remember, he just claimed that he had already seen this letter and had it in his hands this very day. So he was well aware of what the letter stated and knew that it had nothing to do with Queen in the way he was alluding to it. Do y'all realize how easy it is for this man just to lie?
And you guys are mentioned in the whole letter is basically like childish babble.
Now that he's on panel with Queen, he claims it's childish babble, but yet in the previous 2 streams that he had mentioned the letter, they were threatening and all of these other things.
But you guys are mentioned in a very like weird way, and I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said, when I did the stream, I hadn't seen the letter. It was read to me by my mother on the phone.
But dude, you had the letter in your hands this very day. This very day that you're on stream with Queen, making up excuses and trying to twist the narrative. So there's absolutely zero need for any of these lies at this point. None.
And a couple days later, I go to my mom's and I actually read the letter, but still, I don't know. Like, I can't figure out why you guys are all mentioned. Not just when I say you guys.
Still can't figure out why you were mentioned, even though he had it in his hands that very day. But let's take a look back once again. He kept telling everybody to pull the clips, so I did just that.
It's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home, he listed names of YouTubers. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Betty was mentioned, Bullhorn Betty. Molly was mentioned, Molly Go Lightly. There were names there that I don't even know what the hell it was. Like I'm sitting there listening to, because I haven't picked up this letter and looked at it because I don't live there. I'm not there. But I know what it said, and I know some of the things that were mentioned. And Queen Bee was brought up. So I know some of you guys watch Queen Bee. I know Nick watches my show. By the way, I haven't seen him in a while. Nick, you need to get up here and hang sometime, bro. We miss you. I know I haven't streamed as much lately. I've been doing like earlier streams. I know. Yeah. So he mentioned Queen Bee, which I thought was very strange, like really weird. And again, I have no clue what he was saying. This man is insane. This man is off his rocker. He's completely insane. And he was tattling to my mother. He was tattling to my mother, basically saying, I was looking for Sarah Dreyer. I don't hate women. He didn't even say I defamed him. He did not say I defamed him. He said that I was derogatory toward him. I do think he meant to use the word defamation, right? But for any of you out there, let's cut to the damn chase. This man is doing this to intimidate. He's doing this to intimidate me. And because he could not achieve the intimidation that he wanted to achieve, now he's trying to intimidate a family member of mine. And I guarantee you, Once he realizes it didn't work, he's going to try to intimidate other family members of mine. This is what he does. And I'm glad he has decided to show his cards, to show his hand. No, I'm not glad he's doing this to my family or myself. I'm glad he has shown his hand.
Not once did he mention that it wasn't threatening. In the start of that clip, he opens up that he knows what was said, and then I don't know what he was actually implying. And all along, Uni's the one being completely dishonest with what the contents of the letter actually were.
Everybody will tell you that anyone who talks about JLR or Betty get threatened. They get threatened, they get attacked, they get all this crazy stuff happens to them. And all these people have stories. In fact, I don't even have to give a list or pull a bunch of stuff up because this is just known. It's known to the point that both Betty and JLR have no problem at all admitting, as we played Betty saying, I'll go after your family. And
Uni had no intent on ever showing this letter. He didn't think he would ever be questioned on this letter or the PayPals. He thought that everybody was just going to jump on board and back him, and he'd never have to show proof. As you heard in a previous part of this Uni-doxx series, he thought he had enough influence and credibility built in this community that people were just going to run with what he said and defend him. And that's not how any of this stuff ever works. In my opinion, he was looking for that, oh, poor Uni, he's the victim mentality to happen within the community. And when he got backlash and questioned because everybody else has always shown proof, or it was done very publicly by these people, he just expected that we would all give him that pass. And when no proof came out, nothing came out of anything he was saying, there was questions that arose.
I took a picture of that fucker right
there. And sent it over.
Well,
yeah, and also I put in the back chat just in case in the future this Queen Bee's email in the back. She responds.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if you got my email, baby, I'll send it over. Put it in the back chat. Send it to your wife or send it. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to drop.
I'll give it to her right now. But
it's crazy to me that Queen had to try and reach out to him for this.
Just so you know,
are you up here? Are you up here, honey? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I am. I'm confused though because yesterday I watched his live stream yesterday.
Because I didn't get a chance to. I'm sorry.
And he did say yesterday that he got the letter. So why did he just say he doesn't have the letter yet?
No, I did.
Well, once again, let's take a look at what he actually said the day previous.
And I did that stream right after the letter was read to me. Okay, I got to see the letter today for the first time. The actual letter. So, anyway.
So his exact words were, I got to see the letter today. I mean, common sense would usually kick in and think that he would have taken a screenshot, a copy of the letter, something of that sort. So, Nanya, stop using that common sense.
I didn't say that I got the letter. I don't know
you
if you
absolutely
rewatch
do.
it.
I will go pull the timestamp right now.
Pull the timestamp and listen to it. Yeah,
okay,
we'll listen
I'll
to the
be
whole
right
thing
back,
in
Queen, and
context.
I'll
Okay, see you then. Okay, great. Let me talk to Queen for a second, and then we can handle that.
And listen to how arrogant he gets as soon as Nanya questions him on something. Because he did say he got to see the letter. Granted, using Uni logic, he didn't say that he got to take a screenshot of it or any of that stuff, because that would be common sense, and that's not in line with Uni logic. And there could have been another clip that Nanya was even referencing that I didn't find.
No, I don't have the letter. So I don't know if she's talking about maybe she saw a clip out of context, but I didn't say I had it. I'm not lying about the letter. I don't know if that's Nanya's point. Oh, he's lying about the letter. So I'm going to, go through everything he said about it and get him on it. But no.
Well, you absolutely did lie about the letter, didn't you?
Maybe I misspoke, but I don't believe I did. So anyway, hold on. I'm saving Queen's email first before I do anything else. Okay, hold up.
Get the tinfoil hats out, friends. We're going to definitely need them.
Use email a lot, though, just so you know. Now, I'll give you
I was going to say, I don't know what live stream she's talking about, but I'll pull it up if you need me to. I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. If you want to host me to sit here and talk about this whole thing, I can do that in a few hours. I can't do it right now. I've only got another maybe 10 minutes. I shouldn't even be on right now. I'm just
all about that content. He don't got time, to be honest, but if you want to host him, he's got all the time in the world if it's a plug for himself. If he can attempt to steal your credibility or your subs, he's there for it. But if it's honesty that you're questioning him about, he's only got 10-15 minutes for more excuses and lies. We need to come up with a rock star name for him. Instead of Sir Mix-a-Lot, Sir Lies-a-Lot would be one that I could think of.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. We ain't even got. I mean, it ain't even got to be a whole host thing. We can just chat about it here and then.
Yeah, you're in the middle of you're in the middle of a live right now on Kick.
Yeah, exactly.
So he only had 10 to 15 more minutes to talk about the actual issues that he created, but he was live on Kick streaming this.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, I would say you ain't streaming us, are you? You're not doing that.
I think he is.
I'm on Kick, yeah, but I have a thing I need to talk to my audience about, and then I can come over here and work with you guys if you want. But
so he fabricated an entire story around this letter. alluded to the fact that it might mention Queen in some threatening type of manner, but he don't got time to talk to her about the actual issues and what was stated in this letter. He had to update his followers on something. The audacity of this little prick. And that's the lovely B. Tim sitting on a panel helping Queen call him out.
Anyway, what I was saying about the email thing.
Oh, I was gonna say, hold on, because I mean,
what, do you want me to end it or something? Because you're streaming, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on here. I'm on my own fucking live stream. Yeah, what do you mean I'm streaming? Yeah,
but I don't know why. I just figured. Well, I mean, I jumped over because I went live to talk to the peeps for a second, let them know what was going on.
So this was at least the third stream he had done, but didn't have the time to tell Queen factually what was going on. Meanwhile, it was always a cease and desist, but he was too busy doing other things.
And someone is telling me immediately, hey, Queen's asking about you or something. So I came over here really quick just to talk to you for a second, just to link with you. So, because I guess there's a misunderstanding about the letter or something. Like, I'm just trying to hook you guys up. And
I'm just trying to hook you guys up. But he couldn't be bothered to do it in the days previous to this. Okay, Uni.
Plan to talk to you guys when we can. Okay, hold up. So the problem with the email. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm
in my kick stream. I'll just restart it after this. Okay, I'm off the air. There we go. We're done. So.
He has absolutely zero respect for female creators. And he has absolutely zero panel etiquette whatsoever. And he wonders why people don't invite him on streams, amongst a whole lot of other issues.
I'm just kind of confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did you get a picture? Do you have the letter with you? Do you have it?
No. I explained this fully. So Friday, what's that?
Okay, you didn't. I thought you. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said you went over and I thought you said you went over and got the letter.
I read the letter. I read the letter. I went and read the letter at my mother's. She's taking it to file a police report. She was supposed to do it yesterday. So I'm about to find out what's going on with that here in a minute. But
shit, Queen Bee, you screwed up. You guys got to throw that common sense and that logic out the window. You guys got to use that uni logic. Come on, girls. Throw that common sense out.
When she's done, I'm taking it to my attorney, and then I'll give it to the whole internet.
But wait, didn't he just say, oh, shit, let's just rewind the tape again?
I did talk to my family, my lawyer, and my mother before I did the stream, right?
I thought that's what I heard.
That's what I said Friday. That's what everybody told me to do. So what's weird is
I don't care about giving it to the whole internet. I mean, I was just kind of, concerned about, my...
Yeah, if you want it, if you need it for personal reasons or something, like, I guess if you want to talk to me, like, again...
Well, I mean, does it have my personal information in it or what? I mean,
it mentioned your channel name next to Betty Molly. Exactly what I said Friday.
And all he had to tell her was, no, you weren't even mentioned in it. Your name is in the title of one of my videos he asked me to remove in the cease and desist. That's it. That's all.
That's the only time you're mentioned next to, like, I was trying to explain that, but okay, Friday.
Yeah, I guess maybe I was confused because if there's any kind of like personal information or anything like that, I believe. I got kids too, you know what I mean? I need to know if there's handwritten letters and shit. I mean, I just don't want to.
Well, how do you think I feel? I'm feeling the same way. I've never had to handle this before. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. And
frankly, Uni, I hate to break this to you, but I, for one, could give two shits less how you feel at this point in time, or when this was happening, could I care less about how you felt about this situation? You intentionally involved a female creator with kids in this supposed threatening letter for no reason whatsoever, all because you are a freaking liar.
Why you always lying?
Yeah, I mean,
people don't do this stuff. It's weird, right?
That's weird.
If she was just named without any personal information and stuff, right? Why did you find the need to tag her in public? Like, I got to talk to you behind the scenes. It's important.
That's what everybody told me to do. I don't know what you mean. Like, I'm going off of everyone's.
No, I'm asking you. You're going off
that's why.
Okay.
So you went off the advice of everybody else instead of your attorney's advice? Did your attorney advise you to make a whole fictional story up about Queen Bee being mentioned in some threatening letter, which was actually a cease and desist?
As far as you mixing your words up, like was this mixing your words up kind of like when you said like Bullhorn Betty was gonna that she caused a mistrial with an exclamation point? Yes, she did. In your thumbnail.
Exactly.
Yes, she did.
I didn't say it. It was in a thumbnail again.
Well, here is that thumbnail he claims that he just mixed up his words on. So there's that.
You said it in a thumbnail, yeah. That's what I said.
No, that's what. See, you're talking past me. Okay, it was in my thumbnail. Okay, and I went when Nick let me know about that, I fixed it immediately. Right. So yeah, we're talking.
By immediately, he means the following day. But let's just go ahead and take a look back at when he got told that his thumbnail was once again incorrect.
Okay, so I want to thank Nick Boston Nick because this morning I did a thumbnail and it said, Betty causes mistrial. Now, I didn't mean to make that my thumbnail, obviously, because she hadn't caused a mistrial. I apologize for the misinformation. Unlike the tragedy pimps, I will admit when I cause misinformation. I'm just a human. What is it they always say? What is it the DSP always says? I'm a human. I have evolution. Or it's called human evolution. That's what he says. That's what he says. So I made a mistake. And what I plan to do, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, you'll see what I meant to do. I meant to add a couple L's or a will, okay? And I didn't do it. In fact, just to embarrass myself, I'm just kidding. It's not embarrassing. This is the second thumbnail kerfluffle I've had going live at least once a day for in the last 11 months. We'll say going back a year. If I go back a year, this is only my second thumbnail kerfluffle. The first one was when we pulled financial data from Molly. The person that pulled the data clicked the wrong tab. And instead of clicking for a month, they clicked for a year. So I put like 80,000 on it. When I make thumbnails, I'm in a hurry. Obviously, if you don't make them every day, you could take your time and everything else. But when you do, you just throw them together in a creative way. And how they come out, right?
I don't know about y'all, but all I heard was excuse, excuse, excuse. I fixed it. I own what I do. I don't do this very often. If you actually make thumbnails, it's easy to make mistakes. And while I guess he fixed the thumbnail, he must have forgot to fix the title of the video because this is what it still says. But I don't know about you. I heard zero accountability. I heard finger pointing and a whole lot of excuses for why he screws up thumbnails for his videos.
About one thumbnail out of hundreds or something, yes. So yeah, I think
actually, there's definitely more than that.
Just saying, you misspeak. You just misspeak a lot.
No, I really don't. Give me some more examples because we've got two so far.
But you just said you did a minute ago. You said I do that often.
No, you said I do it a lot.
No, you said it just a couple minutes ago before I came up here. You said,
no.
I tend to do that often.
Okay.
Well, let's just take a look back at the clip of what he actually did say. Hold on.
So anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't. I know I wrote that really bad. It was because I wasn't thinking. I was just pissed. I was just got off the phone. Me and my mom don't talk, too often. So.
He wrote that really bad, but it was all because he was so upset, which we saw how upset he was when he started this stream. I guess that would be considered Uni being upset. But once again, nothing but a whole lot of gaslighting and manipulation.
If you want to yell at me, you're welcome to come on the show and yell at me. Okay, well then let me finish with Queen really quick. So Friday we get the letter, right? So my mom calls. She tells me about it, and I go into Discord. I'm like, okay, what do I do? I didn't think that I needed to even do more than just.
You're just like, shit, I got this fucking letter. What the fuck do they got to do?
Okay, so when I'm in Discord,
he cannot handle females calling him out at all.
My judgment was because now I'm just thinking about this all logically. Like I have no clue how to handle this shit. So,
again, he's referring to that uni logic, friends.
So I'm like, okay. And by the way, I still only have about 10 minutes left. So I just have to hurry is all. So anyway, I can come back later as long as you want me.
I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
Now, okay, so I get the letter. And the reason that I didn't pursue you is because I didn't think it was necessary with you being named in this weird way where it's almost like he's naming creators that are involved in talking about him. He's got, because I think you've talked about him is why I assume that. So we've got
I think you've talked about him. Meanwhile, he's done how many videos on what they had been doing to you because you had been calling them out? He's so ridiculous.
We got Molly, we got you, and then we got me. I believe you named both of my channels, but again, I'd have to look at it again. And a bunch of other creators.
Where did that list of creators end up, Uni?
So that's just a section of this 2.5 page or 2-page letter that he hand wrote, put into an envelope, and mailed to my mother's home address, okay?
I am definitely not a handwriting expert, but that sure looks typed, not handwritten. In that envelope, let's not even get me started.
And on the front of the letter, it has his town and everything, and his name is in the letter. He admits it's from him. So yes, the thing is, the reason I don't have it right now is pretty obvious because number one, I don't live in my mom's basement. This is just a fucking meme or a joke or something that got turned into a meme or whatever.
Nobody cares, even if you do live in your mom's basement. More power to you. I mean, it seems like it's really hard to adult for you, so that's probably the best decision for you. But once again, you had your hands on the letter the day before you did this video on Queens.
So, I do see my mom sometimes, but it's typically, I don't really have a lot of time to spend with her because I can talk to you about that behind the scenes. So what I did is the next time I went over.
Again, none of our business, nor do we care about why you don't see or talk to your mom. It doesn't make any sense why you didn't take pictures of this letter, except for you had no intention on ever showing the letter publicly. Let's be honest here, because all it was a cease and desist. You probably should have wrote a better script for this narrative here, Uni.
I sat down with her and read through it and myself and told her I'd like to take it. And she said, okay, after, and I'm only going to say this here once, I'm not going to bring it up again and repeat it because I probably will kick myself for even saying it, after my brother takes her to file the police report.
Which again, there was no need for you to even mention any of that because none of that was even rational. There would have been no need for your mother to take this to the police department to file anything on it because it was a simple cease and desist mailed to you at her address. That's it. That's all. Please don't tell me Uni-logic is a genetic condition.
Which again, I think happened yesterday. I think I'm going to be able to go get the letter this afternoon, this evening, whenever I can make it there, because it's a bit of a drive. I don't live next to her, and take it home as long as she's cool with that. And because again, my thing is you go and file your police report, you have to have the letter for it, fine. And then I'm taking it to my lawyer and probably will file a police report after I see my lawyer.
Man, he dug himself deep with these lies.
This is all, I know, maybe it was dumb of me. You're probably, like, people out there are probably right. It's dumb to go live right away and tell people about the letter. But the reason I did it, and I swear I'll shut up, I know I ramble, is because I'm going off of, I'm thinking in the basis of fairness where we've reported this stuff before. Whenever Molly doxed, I call dono gals, people that wanted refunds, you know, we talked about it right away. Whenever she doxed a YouTuber, we talked about it right away because it's in relation to the thing we're covering. And of course, I don't want to have different rules when it comes to me.
You are the fool that didn't realize the standards were the same across the board. Proof or it didn't happen. When you got questioned where was the proof, that's when you started having a fit. But you still have not shown proof to this day yet.
Doesn't put into some weird, you know, danger of a police, whatever you have to do at the cops or the lawyer.
Yeah, I get it. But why didn't you just take a copy of, just in case you lose the letter? Why don't you just tell your mom, take a picture of the letter and just email it to you?
B. Tim, you're fired now too. Get that Uni-logic in gear, you guys. Come on. Cameras are hard to operate.
Well, that's fine. If I want a copy of it, I could probably have her do it right now. But again, I'm talking to my lawyer before. Like I said,
But you had already talked to your lawyer before.
if she tells me she's not going to share it till after I go to my lawyer, she can have a copy of it. I don't have an issue with that. I'm not against anything. I haven't, look, I've been working, I've been taking care of the fam, and I've been trying to handle this letter thing at the same time. Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, adulting is so hard again. So hard. Trying to take care of the letter situation would have been easily removing a couple videos off your page. That's it. That's all.
Life is, you know, I mean, complicated, but I mean, like my mom gets letters. She lives in Florida. She takes a picture of it and she texts me and she literally does it and takes about a minute.
Sure.
I mean,
but you know, what we're told is though, and I get your perspective, Tim, but we've got a huge amount of other people out there that think that, you know, it'd be dumb for me to just put it out or share it until I've seen my attorney.
Where's this huge amount of people, Uni?
You change our mind, I'll go get it right now and I'll come show it to all of you before I go to my attorney if that's what everybody wants. Whatever you guys want, just tell me. As long as the audience is cool, I'll do it. So
why are you getting so defensive, Uni? This was simple.
Just make up your mind.
I mean,
I'm doing it based on advice from the mods and the people.
But you do have copies of it, right? I mean, you didn't just let the only. You don't have a copy of it?
No, I just saw it one time since now.
Pete Tim's reaction is the best. You don't have copies of it? Like, wait a second here. Hold on. Yeah, Pete Tim, I felt that on a whole level. And the silence from Follow the Grain, Queen Bee, and Captain Napton is quite epic. Also, they were just letting this guy talk himself into a deeper hole. I personally probably would have started busting up laughing.
My mom has a letter.
Oh,
and
okay.
when I trust my brother and my mother, they're not going to throw it away or whatever. So, you know.
I would suggest you make a copy of it and just
I will.
basically.
That's what I'm going to do with my attorney.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, on May 2nd, he trusted his mother and his brother, but that quickly changes too. Don't worry, there's more to come on that. But I think that comes up in part 8.
I will. I haven't taken possession of it yet. I don't have it yet.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, like, because just in case the letter gets
damaged. It's good advice.
Or anything, yeah,
sure.
I mean,
in fact, okay, I'll take it. I'll go do it now. But, you know, I'm worried.
You don't have to show it to anyone to make a copy.
Yeah, I know. I don't want anyone pressuring me to show it without talking to me first.
Okay.
Other than Queen, because she's mentioned. But see, that opens the door for Betty and them too. I don't give a fuck about them, though. They can fuck off. Because Queen's the only person mentioned.
I'm just kind of like I said,
Wow, you're getting aggressive for a complete and utter lie. Think about that. Think of how aggressive he's getting for being questioned. Rational questions about this letter, supposedly, that mentioned Queen Bee, and he is defensive and aggressive when asked anything about it.
I mean, I don't want to try to make you feel uncomfortable or nothing, but
I just would like to know,
like, I mean, you know,
you don't have to show it to YouTube. You can just show it to Queen and just be like, "Here's Queen. Here's the email."
Like I said, that's perfect. That's why I wanted to talk to
And
Queen.
you know, I'm not going to be showing it to nobody. I don't give a. I mean, you know, that's not.
Let's go. I mean, if you use Discord sometimes because it has a really good.
I use Discord. I use it right now. I mean, like I talked to Navy last night. I was like, "Hey,
when you stream."
Well, I asked Navy last night. I said, "Can you help me find this? Can you help me?" I said, "Can you help me find this tag because I can't find it. I don't know if maybe I'm just stupid or what because I don't know what the fuck's going on."
All of this over a simple cease and desist.
And you know, Navy said, "I looked." Well, you know, Navy had said himself. He said, "I looked and I don't see any tag anywhere." And I'm like, "Well, what the hell?"
I know the tag's there, but you know, I'll go in and find it with you. Like,
crazy how he never was able to find those tags. But now the story goes that one of the mods who eventually woke up and saw the light, now it's their fault. They removed the tags that he put in there. The story just changes.
I'm going to Mom's.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I just felt like I was stupid and I didn't want to make you look stupid because I was like, you were tagging me.
You want to talk to my mom with me? Because you seem like, why not? She's just
I don't want to talk to any of you.
I'm talking about
Queen. You got invited to talk to his mom. I got invited to go for a ride along and talk to his attorney that was non-existent at the time.
I said yesterday, like 10:25, I was like, "Hey man, I can't find the messages that Uni was tagging me in. I tried to reach out to him on Twitter, but I didn't hear from you or him. Can you help me with the tags?"
Magically, he's really bad with Twitter also.
Like, I didn't know. This is on Discord where you said you would tag me or whatever. So I asked him to help me find it. And I was like, "Hey, can you help me find this?" You know,
I know. That's cool. That's cool.
He's like, you know, my girlfriend and I are searching for the tag. I was like, "Well, can you screenshot it and shoot it over to me? Because I can't find it." And like,
I'll go find it right when we're done here. Because like I said, I have to go. But I have to be somewhere in like an hour. And I wanted to do a stream first and just handle things with my audience real quick. 15-minute stream.
There. And if people are going to fucking demand me show everything, why aren't people demanding these people show everything? Why don't they demand them? I did what I was told, peeps. I went to the popo. People told me, get a hold of Queen behind the scenes. What people aren't telling you is that we did. And the other part of it is, again, that's nothing against Queen. I'm just saying, you know, and the other part of it is that once I saw that she had streamed live about it, I jumped in and told her, hey, we need to talk behind the scenes. Still haven't talked to her. So
as of May 9th, he still hadn't contacted Queen, even though he talked to her on stream on May 2nd. But still, by May 9th, he had not responded to Queen's DMs to him. Shit, I'm probably to blame for that somehow, too.
If you don't believe me, you can go back to where I was criticized massively for not taking it to Queen behind the scenes. See, people are shifting their opinions and what they want day by day by day, and they're trying to basically criticize you into doing one thing, and then 2, 3, 4 days later, they're trying to criticize you to do the opposite. They're saying, oh my God, you did what we told you to? You horrible person, right? So again, guys.
Where's this police report that you claimed you filed, Uni?
For those of you that are out there in my community that want a response from me, this is a normal part of the process. It just depends how dramatic a community is, how manipulative a community is when something happens. At the end of the story, so Molly's kicked, things die down. The manipulativeness of that community, not the whole community, just those people that show themselves as dishonest, dictates, you know, how much shit happens at this point, right?
I will agree with him that this is just the natural course things like this take. Liars expose themselves over time, and when one story dies down, you have time to realize what other people around you have been doing. And therefore, it is just the natural course of things. Yet, Uni has been the only one shown as a liar.
But you know, I can cancel that if I have to.
I'm not telling you the truth. We can't find it, and him and his girlfriend both look for it. So
okay, no, I'll look for it myself. It's from days and days ago. So,
and I think this was one of the things that some of the people closest to Uni were fed up with him doing, is lying about taking Queen Bee. But now, according to his Twitter space the other night, they deleted the tags he actually put in there to Queen, which wasn't the case.
It'll, like, what, Friday when it's the Wednesday, right? Tuesday? Okay, yeah, I'll find it. I just have to go back to that day.
It's on, yeah, as I say, because your community tab is where it's at, honey. I don't know. It just says,
yeah, no, yeah, that would be the time. I can find that time on the community tab and then go into Discord. It's just take time. So, okay.
Don't forget, friends, he is on. How could y'all forget? This is the man that is
on the cover of the YouTube fails.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah,
another part I'm being serious. Would it make you feel better?
I only seen it on there. That's what I'm saying. Like, you tagged me, and that's how I seen it, because you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you're good.
That's it.
You're
good, otherwise, I would have never known anything about it, because I don't fuck.
Yeah, that's why I tagged you on community tab, because I didn't think you used Discord, because you didn't respond to the tag in Discord. So
You didn't think she used Discord. Meanwhile, you're trying to tell her that you tagged her in Discord, knowing that she didn't use Discord, even though you didn't tag her there.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I used the tag and then said, hey, watch my stream so you get this info. Because again, I don't know, like...
Uni, most of us don't have the time to listen to you ramble for 2.5 hours about completely nothing, and you still don't get to the point. People who left your stream were extremely confused.
Yeah, like just yesterday, 1 day ago. So 1 day ago...
No, I tagged you again yesterday, but this was Friday, was when all this happened.
Well,
right?
your community tab says 1 day ago, and then the only other one on here is just the
Friday
live stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, it's invisible. We don't have that upgrade yet.
Yeah. No, but my point is, like, what do people, like the community, want to be comfortable? Because, like, there are people out there, like, questioning whether I'm telling the truth about the letter or why I did certain things about the letter. So,
I mean,
and I wonder why people were questioning if you were telling the truth about the letter. None of this was necessary, and come to find out, you were lying about the entire thing, because all it was a cease and desist. Simple as that.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's really the community's thing. It's Queen, because
that's
Queen's
what I thought.
mentioned. So maybe that's why she wants the email, and she wants it now. Like, she doesn't. You don't have to share the letter as long as Queen gets the letter. That's what's important, because, or at least like no one.
Like I said, I'll take a picture of it.
And I don't know what you mean by weird. What does weird mean to you? Oh, okay.
Oh, beat him! You're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Go beat him. Go beat him. Don't y'all get too worked up. I hung up the pom-poms back in 2nd grade.
Okay, so JLR starts off basically mentioning the channels or what happened or something, right? Then he goes, because I read this through already on Rock-A-Lot, but I'm going off my memory.
His non-existent memory, because he definitely doesn't even have short-term memory.
But so, like I said, I'm going off my memory here, so don't go picking apart my words or something. Like, I'm probably going to get some stuff wrong. I've only seen the letter once, and it was read to me once. Now, the letter goes in, like I said, mentions the channels, mentions some stuff about, like, how I'm wrong that he hates women, or that he, like, there's a few things I mentioned in my stream about JLR, and how I took it was he was trying to center in on things that he, so if he could say, I can't say that I didn't go to Sandy Hook and you know, stalk the parents, follow the parents, and do this to the parents. But I can say that I don't hate women, and I can bring this up as, and I think he meant to write defamation, but he wrote it. What word did he use, Rachel? What word did I say he used? Because it wasn't defamation. It was like rudeness or something like that, or whatever. He was like, yeah, it was like, your son's being rude by like saying I hate women when it's not true. I love women. And then,
Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think.
And yes, you just heard Unirach condoning another lie from Uni. And that's why I don't have the best opinion of her. I'm sorry, but if that's the man you're proud of and stand next to, and you're okay with condoning lies that would be expected from a 12-year-old, I mean, more power to you. He's all yours, lady. It's sad because those lies didn't just affect Uni's life. They affected his family's too.
He does, it's like I said, it's 2 pages of like complete and utter psychopath nonsense, in my opinion.
So a cease and desist in Uni logic is called psychopathic nonsense. Gotcha.
Let me add that in because, you know, JLR's trying to imply that he's, you know, being, you know, defamed or something when he's not. And then the second part is where he mentions, so my channel and Queen's name comes up alongside, like I said, Betty, the other people, and it's more of like just a brief mentioning. Like, I don't even know what his intent was.
All he had to say was she was mentioned in the title of one of my videos that JLR is asking me to remove. That's it.
Even reading it myself, I couldn't figure out what his intent was. I don't know if he was trying to like be legally meticulous and name where these initial things came from. And then at the end of the letter,
he was being legally meticulous, but he wasn't sending a cease and desist. Okay.
It's some babble about like, you know, I don't even want to try to remember it because I was so like, you know, thrown off by the first couple parts. I didn't really even focus by the end, honestly, but.
Well, let's just take a quick glance back once again and see what he actually said. His memory's so shot, so I figured I'd remind him.
Yeah, because these people, now there was no cease and desist, just so you know. This wasn't some legal thing. There was no request for an interview, okay? And basically it was just a threatening kind of letter. It was a letter that implied things. Like, it's hard to say. So, of course, my Discord server wanted the letter. They're like, we want to see it now. And I said, I don't even have the damn thing yet. I haven't gone there to take pictures of it or anything. And if I ask the family member to do it, I'm probably not going to be able to read them. Like, I'll probably get like, you know, it'll probably be this big and it'll be like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I have to go Monday and do a few things. And after I see my attorney, I will bring the letter to you after I've done that. Unless I'm told I can't, that's what's going to happen. Sorry.
A few of Uni's Discord peeps did actually get to see the letter, but that's only because he learned that one of his enemies had the letter and was about to expose it. So that's the only reason why they saw it. It's almost been 2 solid months of Uni lying non-stop.
I have to go get advice before I bring it to you because this man is a psychopath. He thinks, and I promise y'all, it's so nutty, he thought he could tattle on me to my mother.
You needed to go get advice because he's a complete and utter psychopath, but yet you included Queen Bee in this and then hemmed and hawed around how she was even mentioned, didn't come out and tell anybody, but yet you need to go seek advice. Yet they had just been doxing her and going after her, and you made it sound like she was included some way in this threatening handwritten letter. Make it make sense, Uni.
And that she would get mad at me, call me and say, Unirock Jason, you better not talk about that poor boy Jonathan anymore. He's trying his best just to go out and find missing people and report on tragedies. That's what he thought was going to happen.
Which, as most of you know by now, his mother wasn't even mentioned in the letter. He was mailed the letter to his mom's address.
By the way, no, my mother does not sound like that. Just so you know. By the way, my mother does not. She will kill me if she will watch this, and she will kill me. What he doesn't know is
I wonder what she actually thought watching this.
Is my mother thinks that he should be exposed by people on the internet, whether it's me or anyone else. She thinks anybody that goes out there and does what he has done to the poor kids.
Wait, I thought she was just so upset and crying and so shook up. But again, you're saying she thinks they should be exposed and that you're being ordered by her to continue to cover them. I'm sure she was excited to be listed on a lawsuit.
It's something weird fucking babble, basically. So, but the threatening part of the letter, of course, it is extremely threatening. The letter itself,
How exactly is a cease and desist extremely threatening? But again, I want to point out that he says it's extremely threatening, but he will not come out and tell Queen exactly how she's even mentioned in this letter. If any of her information is actually given, he's hemming and hawing around it. And then when asked certain questions, he'll say no, but then he flip-flops and goes back and forth. But he still, by the 9th of May, hadn't reached out to Queen and made contact with Queen about this letter. Thankfully, it did come out on the 5th of May that it was just a cease and desist, but he had no intention of ever being honest with anybody.
Sure, and yeah, I probably wrote it bad on my community tab because I felt that way when I wrote it. I felt like I was extremely threatened. My mother felt so threatened. And I've already kind of implied this on my channel, so I'll just go ahead and say it here though. But she actually loaded up one of her, guns for protection and made sure that she has access to it. She's this freaked out. And
wait, she initially told them that they could just fuck off, and she was ordering you to cover them. But then all of a sudden, now she's so scared she had to go load a pew-pew and was crying. I don't know which story you're going to stick with here. Can you pick one and just go with that, please? It's getting really confusing. And then in part 8, he claims that she's got disabilities. So if she has the disabilities that he alludes to, why would she be in the possession of firearms to begin with? I mean, I got questions here, and they could just go on and on. But those are just because of the uni logic I failed to be able to tap into, even with my tinfoil hat on. I've got so much to say, but I'm trying not to uni you guys again.
And of course, we're like, no, calm down. Nothing's going to happen. Well, I know nothing's going to happen. So anyway, though, where we're at with it is she is supposed to be done with the police report Monday and then Tuesday. And if she's not today, I'm just going to take the letter. And like I said, I got to go there today. I told her Wednesday I'm coming. What is it, Tuesday? I told her Tuesday I'm coming because yesterday she pissed me off when she said she hadn't got anything done. So,
wow, he's even talking himself in circles here. It was on a Tuesday.
Like I said, I'm going to go grab the letter if she hasn't done anything with it yet. And Queen, I can get to do a call with Queen. And if she wants, we can sit and I'll live stream the letter to Queen so she can record and take pictures and get just a full, real fucking, video of like the front, the back, and the other pages or whatever she wants. Now, that's as long as she removes the addresses and names of my family members from it, which I'm sure she will. So.
All of that would have been completely unnecessary.
So anyway, that's the main issue with it. It contains
no one else is have any intentions on showing it. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I kind of feel like it should tell that, you know what I'm saying, that it went down the way it did. Because I had a lot of respect for you and shit. And I was like, this is kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, hey, man, and I know, like I said, like, I just kind of like, do unto others as you would have them do to you, and I'm like, you reach out to him, like, hey,
I apologize, Queen.
It was so sincere, and he continues to claim, I apologize to her. So I wanted to stop and pause and give a moment of silence for Uni's apology to Queen Bee. That is the famous apology to Queen Bee from Uni that he keeps claiming he did. I apologize to her. There you have it, folks. There's the apology. Can we get a round of applause for the apology? That's, in my opinion, not even remotely an apology. Sorry is an empty word, especially when there's zero accountability and it's filled with excuses and backhanded comments.
I want you to look at it. Let's check this out because I want to make sure you and your family's all right. I got respect for you, your wife, your kids. I want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Because these motherfuckers, we ain't dealing with a full fucking deck here. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if anyone told you this, but the letter's addressed to my mother. It's not addressed to me.
And now he goes right back to attempting to use his mother for sympathy. He continues to mix this in as a sympathy card and trying to change the narrative. Queen is basically telling him she's disappointed in how he behaved and how he did this. And he will not even hear her. He is trying to figure out the next spin to take zero accountability for what she's actually stating to him. He's just making up more lies to cover up more lies to cover up more lies as he goes.
It mentions me as yeah, that's why I didn't, I thought that I would be able to just grab the letter, but no, she does have to go file what she has to do what she wants to do with the letter before I can do what I want to do, essentially, because she was the one that got it. That's what she wants a restraining order. She wants the police report. My brother is adamant about this. And again,
oh God, that Uni logic has to be genetic. I am so sorry for them. But I got a question. Why would your mom need to get an RO over a certified letter mailed to her home that was addressed to you and had nothing to do with her? And I bet your brother is quite proud of how you behaved throughout this whole situation, considering you involved both of your parents in this BS when neither one of them should have been brought into it to begin with. You could have simply removed a couple videos and it would have all been resolved. But nope, you had to turn it into all of this. I bet he is so proud of you.
I never mentioned my brother because he doesn't want to be mentioned on my channel. This is an extenuating circumstance. I'm just making that known. So I'm going to ask other creators not to bring him up or mention him or make him part of this, please. He's only handling this as a legal/family representative to my mother. And I'm only saying this to Queen, of course, because we didn't get to talk behind the scenes.
Not really.
If he doesn't want to be mentioned on your channel, why are you mentioning him on other people's channels, first off? And secondly, you have used stories about your brother numerous times on your streams. So if you don't want other people to talk about him, maybe you shouldn't include him in your streams. Because again, all of this was fabricated BS for no reason. You put your family in this situation, nobody else.
The Queen, you're saying it's about
yeah, I know. Okay, I get it. That's why I also wanted to talk to Queen before we went live. That's why I waited. I know I could have jumped on your panel a day or two ago.
Well, yeah, I was the same man. Should I have been down to talk to you privately? It was you had already went live and then posted that fucking community tab. And like I said, I would have never.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's my thing. Maybe I'm disconnected there because I made sure to be very specific with what I said on the community tab and on my video, to give the info.
Very specific, you say. Let's look at that.
If you have any questions, if you want to ask me anything about JLR writing a damn 2-page letter, crying his eyes out to my mother because he's so thin-skinned that he couldn't take what... You know what he did? He literally watched my entire video with notes. And he took notes, wrote out the things that he says mommy is going to get mad at Uni for doing. I'm not joking. All right. One example was he doesn't hate women because I said he hates women. He doesn't hate women. I should have been more specific. You hate children. Okay. Women, children, males. You hate everybody. For God's sakes, you can't go and do what you did to those people at that tragedy. Not explain yourself, not apologize, and then sit and cry because people are going to talk about what you did. You should have expected this. You came back to YouTube. You had the choice not to come back. You chose to. And now you're going to cry because you're messing around in our communities. Now you're going to cry about it, right? And you really expect us just to shut up. He wants to shut me up. He wants me to have some kind of thought process that because he knows where my mother lives, he's going to do something. And that's why he did what he did. Fact. Absolute fact. Can you post a letter to your mom in a video? After I talk to my attorney, I've already said I will. Yes, I'll show it live. Was it written in crayon? We were going to do a skit where we took a letter and got a bunch of magazines and cut out letters and stuff, but it would have taken too long. But I think it would have been a really good skit.
That must be that extremely specific talk that he's referencing. But don't forget, he was so worked up and so upset when he did this stream that he thought it would be perfect to do a skit and make a letter out of cutout magazine clippings. But he was so scared and so upset because this was extremely threatening. Gotcha.
Information that I could give at that point. And I everyone in the chat, everybody out there seemed to understand that, you know, that's why I wasn't being more detailed with certain parts of the issue. But then we had people going live and sitting there like asking why, even though I explained why, that it wasn't my decision. It's not me being a dick or trying to rob the community of content or something. I'm doing the opposite, where I could have grabbed the entire letter, come here and made this big to do with it, made fun of him, you know, done an hour long, couple hours of a stream, made fun of his ass and dunked on him, which, by the way, I'm probably going to do, guys. I'm probably
going to dunk on this man, even though I'm so short I can't even touch a little kid's basketball rim, but hey. Oops, sorry, hold on, let me get back to normal. And once again, he's attempting to blame other people for the misunderstandings that he's having with Queen Bee. But let's just take a look back at what he did and said.
Probably sat down and helped him write this shit, you know? So, again, addressed to my mother, wrote it to my mother, right? And the body of it, and I've only had it, you know, told to me once on a phone call with her. So basically, it was addressed to her from him in some address in Florida or something like that. And it starts off basically like, hey, Mom, your son is saying derogatory things about me on his YouTube channel, Rock a Lot. He said that I wasn't searching for Sarah Dryer, but I've got a 5-hour video where I was. And then it just goes into this insanity. Like, it starts naming at some point after he babbles on about how he doesn't hate women. He's not any of the things that your son thinks he is. Then it goes into Queen Bee, and he names Queen Bee, and he names Molly and Betty, and I have no clue why. Like, I don't even know why they're named. I couldn't tell when she was like saying this to me. I'm like, what? Like, I'm sitting there like, what? Like the whole time, like, what? Like, it's just really nutty. And it was literally 2 pages. So, you know, we got to go have it tested for poison and shit. Because God knows if he's like anthrax to that damn thing. I wouldn't put it past him if he shit all over it. You know, he probably ate a bunch of laxatives and went doo-doo all over his hands before he wrote that shit. I don't know. I mean, when she said immediately what it was, I'm like, just throw it away. Throw it away. It's probably going to explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, spikes are going to shoot out of the paper.
See, it's other creators' fault that he went live and acted like this when he talked about the letter. It's other creators' fault. He was extremely specific about what the contents of the letter were right from the get-go. He never lied one time. The fact that he has the balls to continue to repeat those same stories, knowing these are the things that he said and lied about, he claims that he was so upset, but here he is making it into a complete and utter shit show for no reason. No reason. All this was a simple cease and desist.
Could use different content when it happened. I couldn't because my mother wouldn't release the letter to me under my brother's, under her familial and legal counsel. That's how I'm supposed to say it.
Once again, he's the one who continues to put his family in the middle of this.
Couldn't release the letter to me until she has done what she's supposed to do or could, you know, needs to do with it. So essentially.
Uni, are they well versed enough to actually file the police report? I mean, like to tell them about who this person is?
Yeah, no. I mean, I had a long talk with her about who he is, and then my brother too. Okay, my family too, and
Follow the Green is so sweet. I just adore her. But she's like, wait a second. Are they actually capable of understanding this? Because you surely hell aren't. But let's go ahead and take a look back at some of what else Uni had to say during this letter that he was so extremely specific about how he told people what it contains.
I understand if a creator out there can't talk about JLR because they have a family member that wouldn't be able to handle the harassment. And don't act like my family member isn't, you know, upset by this. I'd be lying to you if I said that they aren't upset. They're not worried. Because JLR knows, based on his past actions and how he's been in the past, that he is a unpredictable figure. And what is the most dangerous kind of person on the internet? Is it somebody that'll message you and say, I'm going to cut your head off? No. If that was true, I wouldn't have a head right now because I've gotten thousands of messages like that.
So Mom went from telling him to F off to ordering him to continue to talk about them to crying, then loading her pew-pews. Uni continues to make every excuse in the book for why he didn't reach out to Queen, even though he alluded to her being mentioned in the same letter that supposedly his mom had gotten on this. But now, looking back on this, you can see he was telling the audience what an unpredictable character JLR is. Once again, trying to hone in on the fact that he's potentially dangerous in his opinion, which wasn't even the case. None of this even was necessary. But he's not even blinking an eye at involving his own mother, let alone another female creator with children in his fictional narrative.
So, the most dangerous person on the internet is an unhinged individual, is someone disconnected with reality, right? Because they're the people that actually do messed up things to others. They're the ones who get so caught up in the internet, they end up confusing the internet with reality.
It's starting to feel like you lost touch with reality, Uni.
We literally gave him a way to go live. I would have my family call in while he's here. He peed his pants and ran away. Instead of saying, now, why did I offer him that interview live on my channel? Because I knew it was a lie. I knew he wasn't going to do it. He doesn't want to be live on my channel and then have the people he stalked call in and call him out live in front of everybody. And he knows it. And she knows it. And it really fucked their heads up when they realized I was calling their bluff. But I'm not going to let you meet my family. You don't want to meet my family at their home. My family does not want to go to jail, so they will not agree to meet you at home. But they'll come live on this channel with me while you're here, JLR. And they'll set you straight. But Betty, instead, you know what JLR did after he realized that I was calling his bluff? Wrote a crying letter to my mom to rat me out and tell her to stop me.
Instead, he just sent you a cease and desist and didn't entertain any of your antics, and that made you upset. Uni, do you even have enough friends that could have played all the characters in your family? But don't forget, it's everyone else's fault but Uni's. Everyone else's.
That's why at first I know it's crazy, but it took me being counseled by family and by friends. When I say friends, I mean moderators, Discord, internet peeps, that even the audience, that people that wrote in after I did the video, like, yo, you do need to take this seriously. Like, I know you don't want to, because you don't want, like, I don't want to imagine this is anything more than a beef with JLR trying to be intimidating, though.
But I thought you said you needed to file for ROs and stuff. So was it serious or not, Uni? Why is your voice so shaky when you're on panel with a bunch of strong females is my question.
You thought you could tattle on me by saying, Uni mom, Uni lied when he said that I didn't look for Dawn. Literally. Literally. My mom's going to call me, Jason, how dare you say that when he went and looked for Dawn? Right? No, my mother and every other normal human being know that you didn't look for Dawn.
Seems like using his mom for his lies was really easy.
I have been my mind has been changed in the last couple of days that, you know, this is one of those things that you can't just, because he has in the past gone really far, JLR has, it's not one of those things you can just let go. So now I'm just an idiot. Like, I'm just this dumb dude trying to just do YouTube and chill and be me. And so my thing is like, oh, come on, dude. Like, this idiot JLR putting on these, what seem to be like, idiot performance pieces that disrespect school shooters and mass murderers. Like, yeah, he's not going to go and do anything real. So that's my side. That's my mindset. And other people have different opinions, and I'm trying to respect that. But again, that's why I didn't, like, if I would have had the mindset when this first happened, like, can't say a word about it on YouTube, need to talk to Queen, need to do this and that, I probably would have not, I probably would have waited until I talked to Queen. Now, again, I don't want to lie to you guys, because again, like, Queen's mentioned, not as a person, she's not mentioned, well, I guess you could say she is, you could argue she is. She's mentioned next to the brands of these other people, so.
She's not mentioned as a person, but he won't just come out and say exactly what she is mentioned for or why. That would have been too easy. But let's rewind again and look at something. So after stating that it was pure harassment, extremely threatening, and now he's trying to backtrack and claim that he wasn't really concerned about it until people started telling him he should be more concerned. If you remember back to the dollar PayPal, he was threatening to call JLR's PO over the dollar PayPal and filing an RO and a police report. In fact, he said he contacted the police and they were going to be contacting Betty. Anyways, that's here nor there. But let's take a look back once again at some of other things that Uni claimed. The fact that he's trying to downplay it now, that it wasn't such a big deal, but this is a look back to the initial letter stream that he complains none of us watched.
Like
I said, my lawyer's going to do it all. I'm not doing any of it. I'm gonna give my lawyer a stack of cash, and she's going to do it. I'm using my lawyer for a few things right now, so, you know, might as well get it all done at once. You know what I'm saying? So
it was all handled. The attorney was going to handle it all from the very beginning. He claimed from the start that it was all good, no worries at all. He was handling it. So all of this emotional roller coaster that he took everybody else on was completely unnecessary. And no, I do not think he had an attorney at the time.
If it would have been Queen mentioned outside of that context, sure, I would have made a different decision.
Because, like, here's how I see it. Others?
Because who you talking about? Betty and them, Molly
The
and
other,
Betty.
what other creators besides Queen?
Yeah,
were
no, the only creator other than JLR's little like shit squad and a few people that I didn't really that I still even reading it didn't even really recognize who they were, but I think they seem true crimey. But the reason I didn't yet is mostly because they can fuck off. Like, you know, they're doxers and shitheads. So
at first he didn't recognize the name. Then he claims they sound true crimey. Then he says they can fuck off because they're doxers and shitheads and things. Meanwhile, there's nobody else even mentioned. So again, completely unnecessary.
The only name I saw.
So there were some that you didn't recognize, but okay, Betty and Molly. Obviously, Molly's gone, but yeah, Betty can fuck off. She's JLR's buddy. But the other ones you didn't recognize.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if they're like, I don't even want to be specific to say they were creators. I mean, I'm sure that there's a couple of them that were, but it seemed like channel names that, you know, I don't, you know.
Oh, now he's not even sure. It seems like channel names. My God, the lies are never ending. But let's go ahead and take another look back at something else.
It's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home, he listed names of YouTubers.
So again, initially he says he listed names of YouTubers. Completely false, but that was Uni's initial claim. Is anybody else getting the vibe that Uni is kind of getting triggered by Cappy's calm voice? It seems to me that he feels a little put on the spot, and she's being kind as hell, in my opinion. I think she's the doll. I really enjoy listening to her when she's on Queen's panel too.
Maybe I should have. You could make a point to that, sure. But, you know, I was kind of panicky and more concerned with, like, again, look at the amount of criticism that's come out of this whole situation. I really didn't think it'd be like that because, again, we're talking about me and my mom being like doxxed like hell, and you typically don't see people that are doxxed like hell. So
I haven't even seen your mom at all. I haven't seen anything about your mom. I haven't seen anything about you. I haven't seen anything about your kids. Nothing.
And as of today's date, I still have not seen anything about his family members either, besides what Uni himself put out there. Uni has claimed that JLR put certain information on Twitter about his family members, but to my understanding, that was after the lawsuit was filed.
Oh, so people just thought it was weird that you didn't. That you tagged her in public and you didn't contact her. People.
No, I haven't seen anything about my. I haven't seen anything about my kids. I didn't. No, I said my mom got doxxed. She got doxxed with a letter. Like the letter is her being doxxed. Yeah.
Oh, imagine that! Once again, Uni has changed how he got doxxed. So initially, it was because of the PayPal is how he got doxxed, but now to Queen, it is the letter is how she was actually doxxed. When in reality, a certified letter that contains a cease and desist is not doxing. Aren't y'all getting sick of those water bills doxing you every month?
He had to dox her address, dox all the information he could about her in order to mail her and threaten her in the way he did. Yeah, like we're both doxed by JLR is what I'm saying. And
I'll take things that never happened for 500, Alex, but let's take a look back once again.
So you really have to understand the level of stalking, the level of cyber stalking, and then remember, cyber stalking is going to involve them stalking, using the internet to find information and do things. But when they take specific, extremely private information like addresses, names, phone numbers, and they go further from the cyber stalking into that realm, they're actually stalking. Because guess what JLR said in that letter? He tried to say, and I'm not even playing, that he doesn't stalk people. He said that it was not true when I say that JLR stalks people. It's pretty crazy that he's confirming that he stalks people with the letter, and in the letter he's saying he doesn't stalk people.
The internet.
So at this point in time, when he was talking about it, it was stalking. Okay, but then it changed to doxing. Gotcha. Uni keeps talking about moving the goalpost. Meanwhile, he's not even on the same field the rest of us are. He's talking about us playing football, and meanwhile, he's playing Foursquare.
And like the community typically will look at when that happens. They're not so nitpicky about the, you know, every little detail of the person who's, you know, being threatened and gone at, like, you know what I'm saying? So now if I would have thought that it would happen, yeah, I probably would have done things completely differently. But then at this time, I'm not even looking at the community like they're, you know, whatever they have been in the last few days. I don't even know how to describe what's been going on in the last few days. I don't want to talk about it right now. Of course we can later if you want, because I'm running out of time. But
once again, poor old Uni being picked on by the community. If he would have thought he would have been questioned or asked to provide proof of all of his accusations, he would have done things differently. In reality, he had every chance to get this right, and he didn't take it at all. But let's take a look back again.
And when you guys see it, you'll understand it. But it's dumb, all right? But, you know, however you want to take that, the only threats that were there, as I said 2 days ago, were him making veiled threats towards me or making worked-in threats towards me. You'd have to look and see what word I used. And I did that stream right after the letter was read to me. Okay, I got to see the letter today for the first time. The actual letter. So, anyway, I don't get it. You guys have all these judgments, but you didn't even play my clips and play what I said about the letter. Why did I go live with the letter? Because Nonsense said, remember
How could you all forget it was my fault?
when Betty had called Nonsense? I thought, what did I say back then when Betty called Nonsense and left a voicemail? I said, Nonsense is right. I gave her, and you can go watch this, because again, I'm saying the same thing that I said then. I'm not changing a bunch of shit like certain people are. I'm actually keeping all of my opinions across the board, okay? And back then, when Nonsense got the phone call, I agreed that the sunlight approach, blasting it in sunlight, is the best way to handle people like Betty and JLR. How in the world is someone going to criticize a voicemail, not criticize a voicemail that's left on a phone being broadcasted, but they're going to criticize me coming here to tell all of you and Queen after she didn't respond from the private message, from the tagging of her? How are you going to criticize me coming here to inform Queen and inform everybody of what happened when supposedly this entire community applauded Nonsense for making the video? Now, if I wanted to handle every little point that was made like that, I could. So what?
How he can even compare these two situations is beyond me. But he attempts. But then he tries to Darvo the situation on Queen Bee and myself.
Whatever, is there anything else you want to ask me? Because I do have to go. I promise you I'll come back as quickly as you want me. Just tell me when to come back, but I need to jump, so.
Well, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have reached out to you had I not known what was going on, had I not seen the community tab.
I'm happy you did, yeah. That's why I did it, yeah.
Well, yeah, and here, that's the Chronicles of the Shady. She said, yes, to be fair, QB didn't let me know when a lady reached out to her when she was being harassed. They thought she was me. I should have been reached out to as well.
And I don't blame Queen for that.
If that creator is being harassed, then she should reach out to you herself. That's not for me to get in the middle of, because I don't know that lady, and I don't know if she's fucking with me or she's being for real. Now, I would hope she was being for real. I even talked to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave her several opportunities, but that would be her place to reach out to you and get a hold of you. I didn't make community fucking tabs and call you out and say, hey, and do a live stream. Chronicles of the Shady, a lady on Twitter reaches out to QB to say Chronicles of the Shady. Betty thinks she's Chronicles of the Shady and called her husband. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use you.
I don't blame you.
Or that situation for fucking content. I don't think that's okay. I'm not going to put that in a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to be fair, I think we need to,
Unfortunately, there was a lot of people who were blindly supporting Uni throughout this whole situation until they found out that this was simply a cease and desist.
Put that out there that, had you not made these community tabs, I wouldn't have even known anything about this letter until you were ready to produce this letter or you were ready to say something. You know what I'm saying?
I am ready. I'm ready to produce it. I just can't at this point. Like, I'll produce it as soon as I can. And I was really clear about that.
Oh, yes. He was so clear. Once again, let's take one more look back.
You just called Queen a liar for saying you didn't talk to her before the live. I did not. I said I tried to. How is that calling her a liar? See what you guys are doing? What are you talking about? I'm saying I tagged Queen in Discord because that's the way I was given to get a hold of her.
Who gave you that way to get a hold of her? I'm just curious. And can't you send private messages on Discord? Why wasn't she in your private messages on Discord, Uni, if that's how you were given to get a hold of her?
I get a hold of Nick anytime I tag him, right? Nick was tagged also, right? That's what I said. See, if you're going to just say that I said things I didn't say or something, why am I even going to respond? Go back and listen to what I just said. I know what I said because I know what happened. So no, I'm not calling anybody a liar other than Nonsense because she did lie. But she can fix the lie. She can actually show the evidence that's there, right? And fix that. But no. So hold on. She had no idea. Navy, what chat said last night was out of line, and I apologize, but it's obviously a communication breakdown somewhere. Yes, there is. And it's not between me and Queen. I have no issue with Queen. I haven't changed anything towards anybody. Okay? You could say that you believe it's wrong for me to come here to tell you what JLR did to me. But if you do, you can't just hold a standard to me when he doxes me that you're not holding to others, is what I'm saying. If you want to do that, do it. But I'm saying it's illogical and it's wrong and it's not truthful. If you're going to say that it's somehow wrong, that I came here to tell you that he's doxing my family and taking another step in that doxing, then it would be wrong when others have done the same thing. If you want to say that I should have gotten a hold of Queen, you need to tell me why. Well, because she was threatened in it. I never said she was threatened in it. In fact, I specifically made sure to tell everybody that Queen was listed alongside of Molly and Betty and those other people. So because I'm not going to go sit down and talk to Betty and Molly, right? If Queen wanted to talk to me about it, I'm more than willing to. But I'm just saying, because we have actually a communication with each other is the only reason. Or if she wants to know more, like she could literally get on the phone with me and I'll freaking, as long as she promises not to record it, I'll live stream a letter to her, right? On a phone call or something. But since she was mentioned, okay, but she hasn't. Maybe she will, right? Maybe she'll invite me on her show. Who knows? This all just happened, y'all. Literally, right on the 1st of the month. I almost didn't get to do this stream. I typically don't stream on the 1st unless, I'm gaming or something because I got to pay bills all day and shit. That's when the Army pays us. So, yeah, there is a miscommunication here, but there's also miscommunications for the wrong reason. And one of those things is Nonsense's anger.
Uni, my only advice after listening to you ramble on and on and on is you might want to do a better job at reading your script and sticking to them because you are terrible at even keeping track of your own lies. You are so overreactionary that it's easy to bait you.
The community tab post was me trying to let you know, like to say, hey, watch my video. I wasn't being, I don't know if maybe you thought I was being nasty to you or something. I definitely was not. Like if you listen to how okay, good. I
no, JLR's nasty. He's nasty as hell.
Yeah.
And I was doxed to fucking all hell and back by him and Betty both. So
in my opinion, he was getting pretty nasty towards Queen or anybody asking questions about Queen, trying to imply that it was her fault she didn't know about the letter.
What I've been concerned about. So people out there that really want to shit on me or something for how I handled this, I really am not going to.
No, I'm not trying to shit on you about handling this.
No, not you. I don't think you are. But there are some channels out there doing that. I've seen clips. So
once again, Uni tries to play the victim and switch it all up. But I lied. Let's take another look back. I keep finding some hidden gems.
More time. Go watch the video about the letter, and then you won't have to troll in my chat about it, wasting our time. It's just a couple videos back. Okay? Put it on 2x speed. Hell, just open the transcript and read what I said. Because I just explained this. I never told you you'd get the letter today or tomorrow. I said that I got a phone call from my mother because I do not live with her. I'm not close to her, so I can't just get it, right? Also, my chat, if you watch the video, says you need to take it to your attorney first. Have your attorney tell you what to do. And I said, okay, right? Also, we're filing police reports. I have no clue if it's done now. I don't know because my phone's not, making noise. So I don't know when I can go get the damn thing. Probably tonight or tomorrow, and take it to my lawyer before she tells me what I have to do with it, okay? My mother did the same thing first, right? Today is what day? Monday. When did this happen? Friday evening, okay? So, is everybody with me? Am I losing my fucking mind here? Like, are you trolling? Because if you're trolling, it's fine. I get it. Trolling me up here, waste some of my time. It's kind of funny. Mods, next time someone asks that question, if they're not a regular, time them out and tell them, please go back to Uni's original JLR letter video and actually listen to what happened before you come in and start telling me to fucking magically teleport to it and hold it up to you, okay? Please, thank you. I'm trying not to just ban people here, but I don't mind banning people, honestly, because I know you're trolling. I'm not dumb. I get what nonsense is doing. I've been through this a million times. I'm trying not to go into a drama battle. And I know, I get it, y'all. You guys got some sock accounts. You're wanting the drama. You want me to give you the drama, right? You're getting some.
Wow, you are super upset when people started asking you questions and criticizing your own statements. How dare we? And once again, Uni, I agree with you. Yes, it looks like you are losing your mind.
I'm not trying to throw shade on your channel again. I wanted to talk to you behind the scenes, but I guess I just did. But anyway,
I don't think you're nasty. I just think you're clickbaity on purpose.
It's a hard knock life for Uni. It's a hard knock life for Uni.
Because y'all know that he just had his feelings crushed right there.
Well, okay, maybe you have a different kind of like definition of clickbait, but I think if what you're saying is true, then it's not really clickbait. Clickbait would be if it's not delivered. So if I was to say something's happening and it doesn't happen,
nothing. But yeah, but there was no. Okay, so the original community tab post was like Queen Bee. You added her, and you're like, you were mentioning this letter sent to my mom. Yeah. And it was very public. You didn't reach out to her behind the scenes, and there was no threats to her in the letter. So it was essentially like kind of clickbait.
It wasn't. I said she was mentioned in the letter.
And the thumbnail was definitely clickbaity.
You just don't understand the accurate definition of clickbait, Captain. How dare you? Again, moving the goalpost. That's Uni logic.
And if I would have gotten a letter about somebody, I definitely would have went to them.
Like I said, all I can do.
My mother, my family would have got. If my family would have gotten a letter, this is the thing. If the shoe was on the other foot, and my family were to get a letter, and then were to say, blah blah blah, 2-page letter, and then all of a sudden it says Unirock, Navy, Tex, YouTube, Cappy, Nappy, beats him, Chronicles of the Shady, Heels in the Air, Down the Rabbit Hole, and
what do you do with the video though?
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. I would have came to you guys and I would have said, hey, I got this letter. My family member got this letter. Your names were mentioned in it. I'm gonna get take a quick pic and I'm gonna send you a picture, an email of it. We're gonna make a police report. What you choose to do with it is what you choose to do with it. But we're gonna make a police report and take care of it on our end. And it doesn't have any personal information or your children's information, so you don't have to worry about that. And that's the first thing first is I'm worried because people do have kids, just like you got kids. I mean, you got things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? It's for me to get a screenshot of it, and I didn't know nothing about nothing. So it just dropped in my my inbox. There's a
You're
screenshot.
saying I should have waited, is what
You
you're
were
saying.
you were live about it.
Video.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you were live about it already. So I was like, hey, I'm live.
I instantly went live.
You were live and like, hey, if you want to talk behind the scenes, we can. But you were already live about it. So how would I talk?
I'm not live. I was just live telling people what happened. I wasn't live showing the letter. I didn't have it yet. I wasn't live to give the contents of it, just to make sure to give the information like to people that are mentioned that need.
Yeah, I just got that screenshot, honey. I didn't know it was your community tab and you were live. That's all. It's just
This fool actually just said that he went live to give the people that were listed the contents of the letter. Meanwhile, claiming that he doesn't even know what's in the letter. Okay, let's take a look back. Once again, I keep finding some hidden gems.
So the outcomes, whether it's a threat from a voicemail, whether it's a letter that, went to my mother trying to say, hey, I know where your family lives. I can hurt them. Ha ha ha. Again, that wasn't written in it. That's what he's trying to communicate to me. I can go where your family lives. So if you love your family, you better not, talk about me. And that was a fear, the instant fear of my mother. She's like, I'm going to have to, protect myself. I'm going to have to get things in my house in line to protect myself, aren't I? First words out of her mouth. So anyway, these things are all equal. I'm sorry. Look, I get it. If you're going to say that there's a condition, I'm not being a dick. You need to inform me instead of just causing drama in the community.
But I thought the first words out of her mouth were F those weirdos, and you're going to continue to cover them. And then I thought she got scared and started crying and then had to arm herself. Isn't that how the story went? I mean, which one? I don't even know at this point because there's been so many different variations of the same story.
It's a screenshot from your community tab. You know what I mean? So I didn't know anything about any of it.
And then listen, I did tag
you.
I did tag you in Discord. Like I said, I'll pull it up in a minute. Like,
better get those upgrades if you're going to be able to see those invisible tags.
When I have time here, I'll give it to you. But okay, my thumbnail is JLR doxes and mails my mother, which is a direct, and like every part of that is true. So then it's got JLR. I've taken the liquify tool and just kind of moved his face around, but I do that with everybody. And it says little speech bubble. I do that with all my thumbnails. I think it's cute. Anyway, Mom, Jason said lies about me. Stop him. Tell him to stop. Now that right there, the thing JLR is saying is my take of what's been read to me by the letter. So I don't think it's clickbaity at all. That's just my opinion, though.
Nobody gives a shit about your ugly thumbnails. You use clickbait. That's it. That's all. It's very simple.
I respect you have that opinion. I'll think about that. I'll consider it, but I just don't agree. Okay, it's been a minute. Do you want me to come in later, Queen? What do you want me to do? Do you want to
that's
talk
cool,
to me
man. Yeah,
after your stream and then we come on? So
yeah, that's fine. That's
okay.
cool. Whatever works, man.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I'll consider it, but I just don't agree. Okay, Uni. Again with that Uni logic. I do like how you're almost rage quitting though. You all of a sudden have to go. You had 10 to 15 minutes like 2 hours ago. I bet you wish you wouldn't have stayed on this panel and said so many stupid things at this point, don't you?
Yeah, and then so like I said, all you got to do is tell me whenever you're going to be done streaming, and I'll hopefully be able to get you on Discord, and then give you. Me and you can go into a private room, and I can live stream with the letter or whatever, and we can do that and get that out of the way, and then I can come here and talk to you as much as you want, either tonight, tomorrow.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, what do you mean by live stream? What are you talking about? What do you mean by live stream?
How is he all of a sudden going to live stream the letter to her when just a few minutes ago he didn't even have the letter? He was waiting on his mom to get finished with the letter, and he was upset because she didn't finish what she needed to do, and he hadn't even been able to pick it up yet, even though he had had his hands on it previously, but failed to take a screenshot of it or anything. Oh man, these stories have changed so much, even my head's spinning.
Well, what I mean is when we go into I mean me and you. So when we go into a private room on Discord, it'll let you start it'll let my phone.
Well, you ain't got to do all that. I'm not
no,
texting. Just snap a picture of it and shoot it over an email or something. You know what I'm saying? Or inbox. You got the inbox, or give it to Navy, and Navy, I'm in an inbox message with him. You know what I mean? Just give it to him and have him send it over or something. You know what I'm saying? Just snap a picture of it. It's not that big of a thing. You know what I mean?
It's my opinion that Uni intentionally uses chaos and confusion because that's how he continues to spin his lies. He tells so many lies one after another that people can't keep up with where he's even at in the story because it's constantly changing. And not many people can sit through an entire live stream of his. Trust me, I have sat through way too many at this point, and my brain is mush.
We ain't got to do a live stream and all that bullshit. You know
but that's the thing. When I go into Discord and I can just hit a button on my phone and it'll turn my camera on. That's all I was saying. It just lives in the room. That's what I meant. No live. Maybe I said that wrong. Discord calls it live streaming.
I have a Discord, but I just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I don't think like that. That's a big issue. A lot of people are trying to judge, not based on how they're perceiving this. I think without necessarily, I guess, thinking about and maybe that's my fault. It probably is. Maybe that's why people are saying next time don't go straight to stream. Then again, though, if that's the case, I have to consider whether I do that for when Betty does it or JLR does it to anyone else. Like, I just don't want to be hypocritical. I want, if something happens to me that I've been reporting is happening to everyone else, my first thought, and it's probably a selfish thought, I want to be fair, even to these people to everybody, you know, like, it's not fair for us to rush and report a doxing to other people, but not report doxings when I'm the one being doxed, is how I took it. So
once again, takes zero accountability or fails to understand the point. Uni, you've never shown proof of anything. That's the problem here. You don't show proof of anything, and you twist these convoluted stories that are completely fictional narratives, and then you add to them time and time again, making them into these big, overdone stories, and the only person getting caught up in it is you. Now, let's take another look back at another thing Uni had to say.
Nasty, evil, or wrong to nonsense, though, which is how it's being presented. Or if negligent. It's not me being negligent to nonsense. Just like I wasn't negligent to Queen Bee. Because nobody's making the argument that I had to go reach out to Molly Golightly and Betty and those other people that were on this, you know, part of the letter. Nobody's making that argument except for nonsense. I'm sorry, except for Queen. And no, Queen's not making it. You know, people are making it. Maybe Queen thought that she was threatening the letter, and that's why she was thinking. I'm just thinking people didn't watch videos, people didn't look at clips, and you need to do that before you believe somebody said or did something. You need the context, because when people play telephone, the community turns into this.
It is still my opinion that Uni thought he would never be questioned about all of the stories he had been telling. He knew that I had been calling him out for quite some time at this point, and I was having a major issue with the lack of accountability he would take on certain things and how he would continue to spin the narrative. It is my opinion that he attempted to use this letter situation to further his narrative and his smear campaign of nonsense by mixing in Queen Bee in this letter situation into a smear campaign by getting more of Queen's audience to pay attention to what he was doing, in hopes that he would destroy my credibility and people would just go along with the narrative that he was pushing. But thankfully, people saw that there was questions that needed to be answered, and he, once again, was putting content before safety of another female creator. But he continues to blame me for all of his problems over the last couple months. Some way, shape, or form, I'm sure I'm probably to blame for the UFO that's been spotted recently, too.
Why don't you redact your mom's information and just email it to her? But yeah, definitely redact the information before you send it to Queen Bee or show it to her, because nobody else needs to know that information.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you here. But then again, I mean, aren't I giving it to Queen for legal reasons? Isn't so she can, you know, file it? She's going to need to unredact if she's going to take it to the police, is what I was saying.
Yeah, and I mean, I would like if you can, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I thought a video would be really good. I mean, if you don't, it's more evidence, I guess.
Oh, here's that word evidence again.
If you're not comfortable with it, you can redact it.
I'm comfortable with whatever you want.
What you can do is just send the police number, and I can get the number to your report, and I can give it to mine, and put it with mine, you know, like, or however that works. I mean,
I think Cappy was basically referring to, like, your mom takes a picture, you get the copy, you print it out, you redact the info, and then you email it to the Queen. That's what I think Cappy was.
Who's Cappy? Oh, Cappy's okay. Hi, Cappy. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Okay. He pretends like he doesn't know who the hell that is. Okay, Uni.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Like I said, I'm kind of dumb. Boston, what's up, bro? How are you, buddy? Haven't seen you in a week or something. Yeah, this is all just a bunch of kind of like, I think, because we have like a couple things going on out in the community, and I just, you know, whatever you guys need me for, reach out. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm not changing anything. However I felt a month ago, I still feel this way now. I know there's a lot of things out there going on. I don't know how else to reference them, but, you know, I
thought he had to go like an hour ago. I swear.
Doing my same thing I've been doing, and I'm open to criticism, open to hearing your issues, open to coming on streams, but, you know, like, I'm working it. It doesn't happen instantaneously, because this is throwing a big wrench into things, you know.
How could y'all forget he is open to criticism? But let's take a look back at one more clip, just to remind y'all of who this man is.
All right. Look, if you're unsubscribing, leaving my channel, if you just want to go to Navies, just let us know in the chat so we can block you, and we'll all be okay. No, starting here after KB, if anybody wants to leave my channel, let us know and we'll go ahead and block you. So, yeah, if you're not leaving the channel, that's fine. We'll let you tell us. So, we'll just handle it.
That's how open to criticism this man actually is.
JLR is stepping up his shit as much as I was probably wrong in my initial stream, thinking that, you know, it's more of what I'm trying to say is I think it is more of a threat than what I initially thought.
I don't even think you know what your initial thought was at this point in time, because you've changed it up so many different times. The different variations of the story just keep coming.
Regardless of what he's writing, because that's how it's been explained to me. I'll talk about that later, though. So, yeah, okay. I'll get a hold of you, Queen, in the email. I'm going to use the email anytime I need to get a hold of you from now on, so I got it saved here. So, Anyway, thanks guys. If you need me, hit me up. Nick, come in later, man. I don't know if we're gonna be live tonight, but yeah, jump over, man. Talk to us. We'll be over there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Got to make sure to plug that channel before he leaves.
That I mean, hit me up whenever you are. You said you're gonna go tonight, then, or no?
I'm gonna call her after this, and I don't know when I don't want to tell you right now, but like I'll talk to you about all that, in the email. I'll just shoot you an email and I'll let you know everything that's going on after I make a call. Okay?
All right, cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right. So, and I apologize for the confusion or if I scared anyone. I was scared myself. I know it's not an excuse.
Well, no, I just was kind of like I said, I would have never really known. Had you not made that community tab. If you wouldn't have made that community tab, I would have never known nothing about it because I didn't get a chance to watch your live. And then somebody sent me a screenshot of the community tab, and it said that you were live. Then I read it. I was like, what does he mean? Talk to him behind the scenes. He's already live about it. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. No. I wanted to talk to you about the details I wasn't, discussing in that stream, and more things about the issue that we'll probably talk about once the letter becomes public. Because I already promised everybody I'd release it as long as I could. So
And as we all know, even as of May 9th, he still had not made contact directly with Queen Bee. But I got another one. I don't want Uni to forget what he has said.
So I will apologize to Queen Bee, and I will say this from now on. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to go live. Not going to go live. Okay? Queen Bee, I guess, also was saying like I should have waited until I talked to her. I completely disagree for one reason. And yes, you can go check because this was said then. This is not an excuse. This is literally a call to the facts. Queen Bee was not listed in any type of explanatory manner. She was not included in some type of weird manner. She wasn't included in a threatening manner. Well, how can I say that about JLR? He put her in a thing with other creators. I don't have the fucking letter to study the whole thing, and I'm not going to show you it or give you pictures of it until I've seen my attorney about it. Sorry, but it'll be soon, number one. And whatever it was said about Queen Bee, you'll know. So you're telling me not to show. It's crazy because, hold on a minute. Why were so many of the same people, the same accounts that asked me to wait until I show Queen Bee the letter, the same fucking account also then later said, are you going to show us the letter now? We want to see the letter. Are you going to show me the letter? Why are they asking those two contradictory things? You don't want to see the letter until Queen Bee has seen it. So why are you asking to see it? That's insanity. So, okay, maybe it's just a troll. Now, did we address...
I had to get in there one more time. Uni's famous apologies to Queen Bee. I mean, they are so heartfelt and sincere. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with any of you, and I'm not going to listen to anything you say because I'm not the liar. You're all the liar. How dare you ask me questions?
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't, so...
All right.
Okay. Sounds good, guys. Thank you. Thank you for hearing me. Sorry to interrupt your stream. So
it's all good, man. It's all good. I appreciate you coming over here, though. Thank you for coming over here.
I appreciate you hearing me. Anytime. Hit me anytime.
That chat was on fire throughout that live.
Right. Well,
I was so good at practicing the pause. Sorry. Did he just say now that he thinks it's more threatening than what he initially thought and then bounced?
The awkward silence after he left was hysterical to me because I don't even think anybody knew what to say at this point. I think everybody's minds were so like, what just happened here? That everybody was pretty much speechless for a moment. And old Uni still thinks he was being so truthful.
I'm not sure.
No one still knows what it says?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he vaguely described it. But, honestly, I don't know if I would have brought it to the public. I probably would have just emailed it to Queen. It's for anyone in the future, if you want to email Queen, it's in her about. It says Queen Bee's email. It has that.
She's extremely easy to get in touch with, actually.
I don't know. I mean, like, it shouldn't be put into a Uni post, and I think it just should have been an email. And I don't think it should be put into the public if it's a threatening letter.
Yeah, and he's the only one that can say if what's in it. He's the only one that knows at this point what's in it, and I mean, I don't know, the next thing that I'm thinking is what if his mom says she doesn't want to share, what if his mom says she doesn't want to share it or she doesn't want people to have it or whatever, or she doesn't, want her information shared or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would have been one of Uni's next excuses, probably.
At least want the people
Shit,
who
JLR. I mean, look at him. I mean, he's not dangerous, like as in like a physical, like he's gonna beat you up or nothing. I don't mean he's not like that, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely is not, you know what I'm saying? He's not somebody just to be
I get it.
Sure.
I mean, personally, how I would have handled it if someone mailed a threatening letter to my mom, I would have told her to take a picture of it. She would have sent it to me. I would probably, police report and everything like that. I would probably, if it said the names of other people, I would redact it and just secretly contact other people so not to give the guy a heads up on the internet. So I would handle it and then deal with it quietly, legally. That's how I would do it. And then if I felt like the guy was going to do something to my mom, I wouldn't want to give him a warning that I'm planning on going to the cops. I would immediately do everything secretly. So that's how I would handle things.
Yeah, I understand her keeping it, but take a picture of it front to back and then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brenna. I think shit.
B. Tim, that's not uni logic again.
Where's the lesbian? Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
Doesn't it seem like there's a lot of mixing up of the words in the last week? I must have misspoke. I've heard it so many times this week. I'm like, my goodness. I mean, I wonder if there's something in the water.
I think it's not only in the water, but the genes too.
Something in the air, maybe.
I hope I'm not misspeaking, but I believe we had someone else jump on panel and actually kind of defend him because sometimes he does this.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And yes, a lot of people were defending him up until this time.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
His mod that takes all of his messages came up and said that he mixes up his words all the time. Naturally, that's like his go-to excuse, like every single time. So far, I've seen him be questioned about anything. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect him to say anything else.
Yeah.
It's been an excuse that's gotten him out of a lot of stuff over the years.
I mean, I just hope he contacts Queen. It's not as threatening as it is she's claiming, because it's not good that 2 days have gone by with nothing, without the person's name being warned. Sorry, my wheels have totally started smoking my brain.
I mean, if Queen's not going to the cops with it, like, I really hope he redacts his mom's information, because I don't want that to be like a thing where he, like, in the future, say him and Queen fall out and then somebody mails something else to her house for her to even be in his mind at all.
Yeah.
And that's all, folks. That is part 7 in a nutshell. I hope you learned something. You probably got a little confused, possibly a little frustrating, listening to all these lies repeated over and over again. But I thought it was important to re-stream Queen and actually fill in the gaps with what Uni had said, because he went up there and hemmed and hawed a lot and made excuses for a lot of stuff, but didn't want to take accountability for anything, once again. And he continues to tell people to go back and watch what he said, so I've taken him up on the offer. And I'm going back, and I found all of the things that he had claimed at that spot. Once again, I just have to give a huge shout out to Queen and the panel, because they held themselves together so well. They treated him with so much respect and had so much patience with him, time and time again, meanwhile dragging Queen further and further into his games that he was playing. Once again, in my opinion, he knew exactly what he was doing, but he got caught up in his own game and overshot his shot and ended up shooting himself right in the foot. I look forward to seeing you guys back in part 8, which, again, is kind of a bumpy ride. I can't say as any of these get any easier, because he starts throwing shade on his own family members, and things just kind of kicked off even more from here. I hope you can at least start to see the picture and the pattern of the lies that he's told, and how he creates a complete fictional narrative and tries to stick to it, no matter what cost it is to even those closest to him. Thanks for watching another one of my crazy, nonsensical productions. I hope you have a wonderful night, and if you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I look forward to seeing you soon.
I'm on a mission.